All right, let's pull his audio at this point. Let's take that off. Another report coming in just 2 minutes ago, tornado in the air about 1 mile north of the Ashland Business District. And the tornado has lifted by Ashland per spotter reports. So that's what we're seeing. So I timed this out. I took our kind of cone to track this and see where it could be headed next. 3:42 potential arrival time in Elkhorn. Want to get you a first alert to that. And into Bennington by 3:53, could be into Kennard by 4, Blair by 4:09. So this storm continuing to likely bring some impacts into the metro, more than likely mostly to portions of northwestern Douglas County as that storm continues to travel out to the northeast. Has been rotating very clearly. We have seen several reports of tornadoes. They've kind of been lifting and dissipating and then reforming. So although at this point it doesn't seem like we have anything active on the ground, there is the possibility that that happens once again. This has been producing tornadoes pretty well.
Yeah, I was just kind of checking on the hail potential here with this storm, Emily, and radar is still indicating at least 1-inch diameter hail, and I would suspect in the U10 area there's probably some 1 to 1.5-inch diameter hail, so that's approaching golf ball sized, so that's still going to be some dangerous hail. That's moving toward Valley, so that's going to be moving right across 275 there in northwestern Douglas County, so right near Valley, likely looking at a hail potential, and that will continue potentially up toward Washington and Bennington here as it continues to lift to the northeast with that tornado threat, again, still ongoing just to the west of Gretna, north of Ashland. And we have gotten in some reports now, unfortunately, of some injuries in Lincoln, Emily. It appears to be one of those industrial buildings that we saw the debris flying in that video earlier. So it does appear that there have been some injuries reported in Lincoln with that damaging tornado. So again, that rotation appears to have perhaps for the moment diminished, but we've seen the damage this storm can do, so really we cannot let our guard up just yet.
No, certainly not. And tornado threat also going to be a problem, as we've been mentioning, but the hail threat with this, consistent as well. David just went over the hail concern with that thunderstorm that has the active tornado warning on it that's headed into the metro. We do have another severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued, and this is north of Lincoln, so headed toward Ceresco, toward Wahoo. This storm here bringing in the potential for some pretty large hail as it quickly travels north. That's a pretty long polygon there. The wind speeds with this about 50 miles per hour, but the hail up to 1.5 inches. So this is going to be a damaging storm. All of these storms that we're tracking today have a large hail threat and a tornado threat as well. We have seen quite a bit of rotation with most of the thunderstorms. Sounds like we do have video near Waverly. Let's pull that up. Is this?
Oh, this
is old
earlier.
video.
Yeah.
This is old video. Okay. This is what we were tracking earlier. This is what we were talking about earlier as the storm moved through Waverly. This is the same storm that's now potentially going to impact the metro. This is an old picture, I do want to stress that, of the tornado that was moving through that area that has caused reported damage, also reported injuries in the area. And we're now tracking that threat for this thunderstorm to maybe continue some of that rotation and bring some impacts into the metro, although it's not looking as clear as it was earlier. I do want to stress that was video from earlier in our coverage. Let's take a picture full of our radar so we can take a closer look at these thunderstorms. Clear this off, and as we kind of take a wider view, there are more storms forming down to the south of the metro, and we do have to keep a close eye on all of these as they continue to travel northeast. So on that track, we could see a few of those storms impact the metro if they continue to strengthen. We could see more of a hail concern with these, and we could see some potential rotation concerns with these. But right now, the bulk of what we're tracking is pretty close to the metro and out to the west, and that continues to move northeast at a pretty good pace. Most of these are moving northeast right around 30 to 40 miles per hour. Taking a look at
if I could interrupt, Emily, if we could go ahead and pull up the NDOT camera, or I can get it on Weather 2 here just momentarily. Go ahead and pull up Weather 2 here, and we can take a live look here at the NDOT camera. This is at the Highway 6 interchange, mile marker 409, northeast Lincoln. So you can see clearly that the tornado did unfortunately flip some vehicles there. It looks like a tractor trailer flipped on its side there from the tornado that rolled through. And we did have a report that I-80 was actually closed at this location, but it appears that they're allowing some vehicles to go ahead and get past that overturned truck. Not sure if that's the only vehicle impacted, as it is kind of zoomed in here. Perhaps some damage there to the railing on the side of the interstate as well. But unfortunately, it appears someone was caught in this tornado on I-80, and you can see the tractor trailer there was flipped over, unfortunately, in the storm there, Emily. So just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. So you are going to encounter some travel issues on I-80 in the Lincoln area due to this storm.
Yeah, and again, still the concern for more hail from these thunderstorms and potential rotation. We're still tracking that severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning as well, close to the metro. That current tornado warning does impact portions of Douglas County, as well as portions of Sarpy County. And then just out to the west of that, we have another severe thunderstorm warning. And this storm looking pretty intense just down to the south out near Ceresco, and that, as it travels north, brings in a pretty large hail threat as well. So we're going to be watching out for maybe a little bit of rotation with any of these thunderstorms. So any of these storms could have a bit of spin to them. That's the main risk for today, and why we have that concern for that tornado watch that's currently in place. David, do you have something you want to go over?
Yeah, if you want to pop me up over here, I've got a look from our city cam here from downtown looking to the west at this storm. Let me go ahead and get to the picture here of the storm. Well, it's not showing up. Sorry about that. I will go ahead and grab that picture of the storm that I'm watching here from our city cam downtown. And we are seeing a pretty pronounced lowering in this storm. You can see it on the left side of your screen there. So there is still no apparent tornado with this storm, but the lowering is right in here. So the rotation is likely still ongoing. Again, this is looking to the west from downtown at this thunderstorm as it's moving into the Elkhorn area. We did get a report of a tornado in Utan just about 4 minutes ago. Not able to confirm that that is on the ground right now, but we can still clearly see the lowering in this thunderstorm from our city cam. And let me go ahead and flip to our camera on top of our building here. And again, perhaps a lowering ongoing in here. But, Emily, I'm not seeing any indication that a tornado is on the ground right now as this storm moves into southwest Douglas County. We're
starting to see some impacts from the storm in the metro. We got some reports coming in out of Elkhorn for pea-size hail. You know, keep in mind, right now we are just on the edge of this storm, and there is the potential for some larger hail to come in as the storm continues to push a little bit further into the metro. And I also do want to talk about this new tornado warning issued for that storm we were talking about a little bit earlier. Let's go ahead and pull me up here at the Weather Center. It's this storm out near Ceresco. Concerned with some potential rotation on that earlier. Seems like that has been the case. We do have now an active tornado warning in place for that storm. Moving north at 40 miles per hour, also a concern for some golf ball size hail with this. So as we pop up the kind of warning box on this is going to run until 4:15. Cedar Bluffs in the path of this, along with Stocking and Wahoo. This is moving north pretty fast. So again, get to your safe place if you are in this tornado warning. This is moving pretty quickly out to the northeast, 40 miles per hour, and that's some radar indicated rotation with this thunderstorm right here. As we pull up our winds It's not super clear exactly where that rotation is, possibly a little bit right down here. Nothing's showing up and jumping out like it was with that storm near Lincoln. At this point, nothing is confirmed. It's radar indicated rotation. That's a threat with any thunderstorm today, rotation and tornado development, and these have been forming pretty fast. So you do want to take this warning seriously if you're in the path of this thunderstorm as it continues to travel out to the north. Again, 40-mile-per-hour speed. We can pull that cone out from this storm, pull that off to the north, and that should be in Wahoo here within the next 15 minutes into Cedar Bluffs by 4:07 if it holds together outside of this warning, into Fremont potentially by 4:15, and then it just continues on that track off to the north and northeast. So with any of these thunderstorms today, hail is a big concern as well as tornado potential. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on that chaser video from this area and seeing if we do pick up on any signs of rotation. Let's pop up that radar full, and I'm going to review National Weather Service chat, see if we have any new information on this.
We did get that report of a tornado there near Utan, but I haven't seen any visual indicators of it being on the ground. That was the latest report. We also did get law enforcement potentially reporting a tornado to the west of 204th and Q, Emily. But again, not seeing that on the ground right now.
Yeah, I just saw that report as well. And this would be with that storm that's moving into the metro. As we kind of zoom in on that area.
North of Dodge. North of Dodge?
We're keeping a really close eye on that potential for confirmed tornado in the area. So we do have that law enforcement report.
Emily, I'm going to go ahead and say that I can say we have a radar confirmed tornado here just southwest of Center, west of 204th.
Okay.
So in the very southwest corner of Douglas County.
Yeah, we're zoomed right in on that, and
so right on Q, right on Q and 204th.
Switch over to, oh, I thought you had that up on your max too. I'll go ahead and pull up that wind, and you can kind of see where that is, that bright spot on our map right here, kind of showing up. You said right over Q, David?
Right in there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So right in this area here, can we pop me up at the Weather Center so I can point that out? This is where we have that confirmed tornado right over Q. This is in the Omaha metro. We're tracking a confirmed tornado right now, moving through portions of western Douglas County, southwestern
that rotation
Douglas County.
is really intensifying there, 275 and Center. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we have got some very strong rotation there, southwestern Douglas County. It's a very strong rotation. This is approaching Center Street and just to the west of 204th.
Yeah, let's pull up radar full right now. We have Rusty Lord also coming in right now, miking up, getting ready to continue our team coverage. Very clear rotation with this thunderstorm here, and a confirmed tornado likely still on the ground, impacting portions of southwestern Douglas County. So you need to get into your safe place now. I expect they're going to extend this warning a little bit more to the northeast. On its current track, this is headed out toward Elkhorn, into perhaps the Boys Town area. If it shifts a little bit more to the east, we're going to continue to watch for impacts, maybe continuing up into Bennington as well as the storm continues to travel northeast. So you need to get into your safe place now, get into your basement if you have one. If you're in the path of this thunderstorm, I will say right now in Elkhorn, I would do that in Bennington as well. They haven't extended the warning out that far, but in anticipation of this tornado, a confirmed tornado, continuing its track out to the northeast, I would say make sure you are in shelter immediately. That's just continuing north. I'll have to pull this out a little bit further in order to continue to track this storm at 40 miles per hour.
All right, Emily, we are getting a significant debris signature with this tornado as it's crossing Center Street. This is going to be just due south of Waterloo, and the radar rotation continues to increase significantly. If we can pull up our city cam, I'm currently pointed at the tornado right now. So if we can pull up our city cam.
Can we pull that up?
Are looking at the potential tornado.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have storm tracker Chris Hall near Gretna. Can we pull that up, please?
So it's a little difficult to see here in the city cam picture, but right next to that antenna, there's a very pronounced lowering. That's likely the tornado that we are looking at right now.
Okay, so this is the video near Gretna that we have on air currently.
Okay, so not seeing
anything right now. Let's go back to our radar pictures.
Yeah, let's go back to the radar.
And let's go over to Rusty. He's over at the wood wall right now.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. This has turned into quite a situation right here. Here is Elkhorn. Here is 204th. There is the tornado signature that is very evident. This is classic. This is it right here. If it's going to be there, just crossing.
60th and center is what I just saw in chat.
60th and that would be probably be
260th.
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 It says 60th on here.
Right up towards the interchange. That Highway 92 275 interchange is what that would be as it is moving off to the northeast. That is, wow, that is classic, guys. If you are in Elkhorn, safe place now. Elkhorn Valley, Waterloo, anywhere, let's just make it safe. Let's go anybody west of 180th right now. You need to be in your basement. West of 180th, let's go north of Center. Has this been a little more northeast, guys, primarily? Is that what we're looking at here? About a 50?
Yeah, moving northeast about 40 miles per hour.
Okay, so this is going to be, these times are going to be.
So this has now been, we are now going to have a tornado emergency.
Okay.
Here for Omaha.
All right, so anybody west of definitely 180th right now needs to be in their safe place. Go ahead, David.
Camera. This is from the Elkhorn. This is from Elkhorn, the NDOT camera.
They are warning of a very intense tornado.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, this is a tornado emergency now for the Elkhorn area. If we can pull up the NDOT camera right now, it appears we have a look at this tornado.
Yeah, let's bring that up as best we can here.
Yeah, if we can get the NDOT camera up,
oh wow, okay,
we can see that the tornado right there, that massive lowering in the middle of your screen.
The entire city of Elkhorn, if your address says Elkhorn, basement now. Anywhere that even remotely is close to Elkhorn, north of West Center Road, west of 180th. Thank you very much for all the help, guys. There's a lot going on here. Stick with us. NDOT-CAM, this is looking southwest from Elkhorn right now, and this is a classic tornado debris signature on radar, and it is incredibly evident on video right now. So this is what we have. It should be crossing Dodge. Here's the latest scan that we have. Crossing Dodge, it's west of the Platte River, crossing Dodge, the interchange out there by Skyline. And
hey, Rusty, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have Clay Osterly on the phone. He has a view of this tornado.
Go ahead, Clay.
So, Clay, I'm going to go ahead and put you on speaker here and just tell us what you're seeing.
All right, guys, right now I'm headed westbound on West Dodge Expressway. I'm just now passing about 150th. Everybody's going pretty slow here as we're coming up because everybody can see this thing. It's moving pretty much parallel right now, coming right into where Dodge would be on the west side of Elkhorn. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Can't see debris flying through the air or anything, but you can definitely see the tornado.
All right, thanks, Clay. Let us know if you see any significant developments, but we appreciate the report. I'm going to send it back over to Rusty now.
All right, thank you very much, David. And you got a track on this one, Emily?
Yeah, track on this right now. Let's pull up me here at the Weather Center. I can time this out for you. We're looking at the radar picture and pulled this out from where we have the current confirmation of the tornado. Elkhorn, it's with you now. You need to be in your safe place. We were talking about this earlier, extending this out toward Bennington. You have about 10 minutes of a heads up, and you want to get into your safe place as well. This is assuming that this storm continues to travel northeast at 40 miles per hour. I would be on the safe side, and if you are on the far northeastern edge of this warning, I would just take shelter now. This is clearly a strong tornado on the ground, and this storm has had the history of creating tornadoes, even if it manages to dissipate, and at this point, it does not show any signs of doing so. Let's pull that video back up full, see if we can't see anything on there from our chaser. It still looks like a lot of lowering in the background there. This is I believe, the NDOT camera.
Yeah, I mean, if we could get that, bring that up behind one of us so we can kind of analyze it a little bit. It doesn't matter
Pop it into one of our monitors.
Yeah, Clay is saying that it's still on the ground and that it is between Dodge and Maple now.
Can you pop this up in the monitor, possibly?
It looks like they just extended the warning, by the way.
Okay, and that is not a surprise.
Yeah, so the city of Bennington, within less than 10 minutes, would you say?
Yeah, less than 10 minutes estimating. The estimated time was about 3:53, but it looks like it is moving pretty quickly. So I would say within 10 minutes, you can anticipate that to be in your area.
All right. Thank you very much right
Blair, timing that out 4:10. You have about a bit of a heads up with that, about 4:10 for you, Missouri Valley 4:22, and you're on the very edge of that warning.
Yeah, it looks like the banner's going to be in the way if we bring it up on our. This is a classic debris signature here. Newsroom, if.
Could you pop that up on the green screen, perhaps, and then we can go over and point it out on there?
Maybe David, could hop over there or something. Newsroom, I wouldn't send anybody out quite yet to get reports. So let's let this thing figure out where it's going here. But I think Elkhorn to Bennington.
Can we take Rusty up on air, please?
Yeah, let's do that here.
At the wood wall. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Forget the video if we can't get that behind on the green screen here. There's the tornado right here. This is it, folks. Let's go back here. Go in, zoom in. Let's take a look right in here. There it is. There's Elkhorn. Now, you might have a 2 to 3 minute delay on the radar image compared to where the actual tornado is. But that's it, just north of Dodge. There is the river just to the west of Elkhorn. That's the Skyline Drive. And you can see this is Highway 31. This is 206th Street right here. It is going to be crossing anybody anywhere remotely close to Maple and 206th Street. Basement now, if not already. Okay. This is it right here, and it is moving northeast right now. So,
Rusty, if I can interrupt.
Go ahead, David.
Clay is saying that we have a large wedge tornado on the ground, and I do believe that we have a storm chaser with video of this right now. So if we can pull that up, control room.
I know we're asking for
a lot of things. And we have a good view on the DOT cam still.
Oh, we do?
Okay.
Yes.
We're asking for a lot of things here.
All right, so Clay is definitely seeing damage right now with this storm.
It is crossing Maple Road.
Looks like the NDOT camera just went out.
Okay, that's fine.
But if we can pull up the storm chaser that I think we were looking at a moment ago, it looked like we had a good view of that tornado. There is significant damage. It looks like I'm seeing a lot of debris on the radar, and this is crossing Maple right now, at least per radar. So there is a lot of debris with this. So Clay is still reporting that we have a tornado on the ground. And again, this is a tornado emergency. This, I believe, is the first time that we've ever had a tornado emergency issued for Omaha.
Yeah, I do not remember this at all. This means this is a dangerous, life-threatening situation right now. I don't know who the storm chaser is here or where their location is, but it looks like we are getting some first view of damage reports right now as this is moving through. So, you know what? That's the damage. That's what we have right now. This is a dangerous situation. We might have to do damage assessment afterwards, but that is what you would be detailing right now if you're in the path of this.
I just have word that it has passed just east of Waterloo.
Just east of Waterloo. Okay. Maureen in the back there, I know we have video. We're asking for a lot of things here. Let's try to gather ourselves. Can you come back out here to me? Let's talk about this because now we need to get people out of the way of this thing. Been here 15 years, folks. I've never seen anything like this. I did a school talk today, and I was hoping I wouldn't ever have to talk about anything like this, but we may be seeing it right now. So this is it right here. That's the tornado. Classic debris signature as we look right here. This is Elkhorn. It's going right through the northwest portion of Elkhorn at the moment, and we are seeing this is going to cross 206 north of Elkhorn. There are elementary schools there. Hope the kids are somewhere in their safe place right now. We are seeing this move to the northeast. This is the classic signature right here. It is moving to the northeast. So 206th and Ida. in your area immediately. If you're not in your basement, north of Ida and along 206 up towards Bennington, the Bennington Lakes area just to the west of Bennington, you will look southwest and you will see this. Do not try to go see this tornado. Please get in your safe place right now. This is it. This is where it's going. I cannot stress the severity of this enough. I'm not trying to scare you. I am trying to let you know that this is a very dangerous situation based on some of the debris and the damage we are seeing. Bennington, you are next. Within 5 to 10 minutes, please don't, we love the video, but please don't put yourself in harm's way. We look at the wind. This is it right here, classic scenario. This is the tornado just on the north edge of Elkhorn. And you can see it has passed north of Elkhorn right now.
I do have an update on where the location would be. Northeast from Dodge and Skyline on the ground.
And while we're doing this, we need somebody to be paying attention to some of these other storms. There's another one here. Okay, we got another one. David, if you could pay attention to this one down here in Cass County, that's a Sarpy County problem right now. We do not want to ignore this one.
Yeah, I do want to say if we can take IP Cam 1, the city cam, we still have a very good view of the lowering here.
Okay.
The tornado in Elkhorn.
Wahoo is under a tornado warning as well. There's just, if you feel like your life is in danger right now, go to the basement. Best way to describe it. We cannot sit on all of these and dedicate time to each one because there are so many happening right now is basically the scenario.
So it looks like so if I can interrupt.
Go ahead, David.
It looks like the storm has shifted from moving northeast to moving more northward. So it's moving right up 204 near Elkhorn. So this is going to be moving it more toward Washington than Bennington. But it may be just kind of cycling a little bit, but it is definitely moving more northward now than it was earlier.
You can get these things that cycle, so it'd pull a little farther north, may run more along 206th, or 204, I should say. I keep saying 206. A lot going on right now. 204th north of Elkhorn, and then you could get a new rotation that cycles up here. So we have this one right here. It is moving a little bit northeast, like David said, and it's going to cross Bennington Road, Highway 36 here very, very shortly. Anybody near 204th and Highway 36, you should have been in your basement 5 minutes ago.
And then to touch on that tornado warning down to the south, because we do want to get an update on that, quickly timing this out here in the Weather Center.
Send it over to Emily, please.
In Louisville, 3:54 arrival time. Again, this is for radar indicated rotation. We want to put most of our focus at this point on the storm that's impacting portions of Douglas County. That is confirmed and ongoing now, but I do want to get you a heads up. This storm that's traveling in south of the metro now, Louisville, estimated arrival time within the next 5 minutes, Springfield 4:03, and if it holds together, Papillion impacts by just shy of 4:13, I should say. So we're looking ahead to very active picture with all of these storms. This is a cluster of 3 storms, all of these tornado warnings ongoing, but let's put that focus back on that storm that's impacting parts of the Omaha metro right now. Elkhorn has just been impacted, perhaps some impacts heading into Bennington. The track of the storm is changing a little bit, Rusty.
Yeah, it's taking a little bit more of a northerly turn. Like David said, we've had right up through here and now getting a little bit of a northerly turn. So anybody along 204th, this is it right now. You need to be in your basement right now. 208th and Center from Roger Hamer right now, if we can go to that really quick. Go ahead, Roger. Okay. All right, go ahead, David.
Well, I was doing a little analysis on the radar and looking at the wind speeds, and we're getting wind shear of about 200 miles per hour right now. And that's, of course, a little elevated off the ground, but we are getting wind shear of about 200 miles an hour. Winds going about 105 miles an hour one direction and 100 miles an hour in the other direction. So
let's go back to if you can come back to me over here, Maureen. This is it right here, folks. This is the debris signature right here. There's Elkhorn. There's 204th. It just crossed. And it's near the corner of 204th and Ida and is moving northeast. So anybody north of Ida that has a Bennington address west of 156th right now, this is the area right in here. There's 204. There's 156 that runs north right into Bennington. You are in the basement right now. Get in the lowest level of your house. Get there as quickly as you can. If you have not gotten there already, this is a dangerous, life-threatening situation. There is the tornado right there. It doesn't get any more clear-cut than that. David was talking about the wind. This right here is the wind going in different directions. 100 miles per hour each direction, called that gate-to-gate shear. And this is incredibly impressive for anywhere in the country. And we are dealing with it right here in the middle of the Omaha Metro. So we're going to focus on what we have right here. This is likely some large hail north near Elk City. This is the tornado right here. Let me send this in a bit of a loop here, and you can see where this is going. As it moved in here, there's the dot right there. It's moving a little fast, but right there. And so Bennington or just to the west is what I'm looking for here within the next 5 minutes or so. This isn't moving quite as fast as I anticipated earlier today when we were talking on Daybreak, but it doesn't matter right now because we have that confirmed tornado that is on the ground. Now it's likely rain-wrapped. Please do not go try to see this. This is telling us that there's likely quite a bit of rain wrapping around this thing as it strengthens here, and you are not going to be able to see this. It's just going to look like a big wall of water coming at you, and you will have no idea what is happening, and you will have very little time to react. So this is what we're watching. Bennington, all of Bennington, basement right now. This is way too close for comfort. Way too close, folks. There's the storm. There's the tornado. There's the city of Washington. Highway 36. You know the area if you've been on the north side of town here. There's Ida Street. North of Ida is where the tornado's at. Whew, this is going to be going through a lot of neighborhoods, folks. A lot of neighborhoods.
To go back to Cass County real quickly, confirmed wall cloud, Highway 50 approaching Highway 1. So we do also want to keep in mind we have another storm, another tornado warning just down to the south. This is now headed, looks like, through Louisville. We are going to see some impacts headed into Sarpy County here shortly from this. Still radar indicated, but some signs potentially that there is some lowering and looking ahead to maybe potential tornado development later on. So do want to get you a heads up. If you have any tornado warning for your area, seek shelter. What we're seeing right now moving through Douglas County, that's a possibility for everyone today. Yeah,
so the rotation there in western Cass County, northwestern Cass County has kind of intensified a little bit there just to the southwest of Louisville. So I do want Louisville, Cedar Creek, Springfield, get in your tornado shelter right now. We don't have a report of a tornado right now, but the rotation has been increasing over the last 5 minutes. Again, this is going to be west central Cass County, right near Manly. This is going to be lifting up toward Louisville, Springfield, Cedar Creek. It is moving about 40 miles per hour, so that does put Papillion, La Vista in the path of this storm as well. So Papillion, La Vista, your sirens have been going off. I want you to go ahead and be ready to take shelter here shortly.
We are seeing that rotation pretty clearly on our radar wind speeds as well. So it's something that we're going to be tracking and watching. Right now, though, let's get back to Rusty talking about our tornado that's currently on the ground impacting the Omaha Metro. And
here's the deal, folks. I know there's a lot of information coming in. If there's any tidbits on the chat coming in that we can share, let us know. But Bennington, we're waiting for a new scan of the radar here. Maybe this is it. But this is a life-threatening situation. Let me see as we zoom out a little bit here and see what we can get with the latest on the warning information. And you can see through 4:30, I've lost all concept of time right now. We're about 5 minutes to 4. 2-inch diameter hail possible with this thing. You can see this is due to that observed tornado in the area, so we're just trying to get our bearings here. But again, okay, a little better signature, but still, it is still likely right in there with our tornado just to the west of Bennington. There is going to be debris, lofted. Is that what we're seeing here, guys? You suppose this is all the debris that's been picked up and sent north through the storm?
Some of that is going to be clear air.
A little clear air, okay. Yeah. Let's see, but that is the storm right there. That is going to be the rotation. That's the debris signature just to the west of Bennington, and that is what we are very, very concerned about continually.
Let's take our video from Chris Hall in Gretna. He has images right now of, it looks like, significant damage. Can we pop that up? This is in subdivision homes.
Okay, So
some roofs ripped off there.
it looked like some multifamily homes, some significant, totally ripped off right there.
Did he give a location at all, Emily?
I see Gretna
But
listed
this
as
is-
his current
this is probably-
GPS location.
I would assume this is going to be in Elkhorn, at some point in Elkhorn right here.
Well, I would assume, yeah, west of the Gretna area up towards Elkhorn, as we see here. It would have tracked west of Gretna. This was probably west center, farther to the west.
Yeah, I don't have any confirmation of his exact location, unfortunately.
And it could be a lot of people. There might be cell towers that are out right now and impacting our ability to get some reliable cell service.
But clearly you can see some significant damage. I mean, that looks like a multi-story home, and it looks like the second story appears to be mostly missing. So definitely a very powerful tornado here that just rolled across the west side of the Omaha Metro and is ongoing right now near Bennington. And I do believe we have a report of a tornado just north of Wahoo.
North of Wahoo as well. Let's focus on that one quick. Emily, maybe track the latest on the Sarpy one. We got 3 going on here at the same time. This is pretty unprecedented for confirmed tornado. Not a clear signature there north of Wahoo, but latest reports show that. And then we go back over here to the one near Bennington. Let's focus on this one.
Bennington Lakes is the latest on that.
Okay, that would make sense. Just to the west of Bennington is spot on. It looks like it's going to stay just to the west of the city, but it's close enough. I've been telling you, basement. There's 156th. There's the tornado as it spins up this way, likely going to cross the Washington Douglas County line just to the east of the city of Washington and continue to move farther to the north. So we get a little zoomed out picture here, and it'll cross up here near Blair High Road, probably east of Kennard if it holds together, but that would be up into Washington County as well. There is the confirmed tornado right here near Bennington, just to the west of Bennington after it just rolled west of Gretna, right through almost the center of Elkhorn here, and now west of 156th, but just barely working its way up towards the Bennington area. That's a pretty clear signal right there of rotation right here west of Bennington. All of this is classic, folks.
An update on that tornado.
Yeah.
The Bennington tornado from the National Weather Service showing signs that it may be weakening.
Okay.
Definitely still on the ground, though.
Yeah, this could be maybe roping out a little bit. Sometimes these things can, what we call occlude. And what will happen is this one will wrap up, and then we have to maybe watch somewhere on the southeast side for this to get going again. So we can't ignore it if it does start to weaken a little bit. But there it is jumping. It just jumped north of the Douglas and Washington County line as of right now. I'm sure the damage reports are coming in fast and furious. I don't know what we have for chasers that we could maybe switch to at the moment.
Let me see if we have anything.
Okay. I think it's safe now. Reporters, newsroom, if you're listening, you go assess some of the damage in the Elkhorn area.
Yeah, the closest we have is our chaser that was out likely near Elkhorn with all that damage. It looks like he's headed out of that neighborhood now. A lot of people out in front of their homes assessing that.
So the one storm north of Bennington, we have this one here that looks like Louisville with some rotation right in here.
Yeah, I was just going to give you an update there,
wow.
Rusty.
There you go.
There's that is outside of the rotation. There has been some weakening of the rotation there near Louisville. However, there is a new storm that's kind of taking over as you get down toward Elmwood. So further south from here, it's not officially warned yet, but I would suspect that we're going to see that storm down near Elmwood begin to take over there. So Cass County moving up into Sarpy County. We have another thunderstorm beginning to take shape there near Elmwood. It's going to be right on top of Highway 2. Don't have a warning on that yet, but it does appear to be strengthening. So I would be prepared there in Cass County to once again take shelter.
So what the deal is, we have all these storms that are going from southwest to northeast, and there's plenty of moisture feeding in from the south. There you go. Brand new tornado warning on that one. They just issued that. Let's see where this one tracks. We got one tornado warning on top of the other. So Louisville, you just had that warning move through. Don't let your guard down because that, let's see here, we'll go back to the radar. And there's the new tornado warning. We can take you in close here. There you go. That is the warning. Look at that.
Yep.
So just southwest of Weeping Water.
445, just to the southwest of Weeping Water, parts of Cass, Oto, and Sarpy County. So for the next 45 minutes, radar indicated with that one, but.
Large wall cloud with it.
That is probably right there to the southwest of Weeping Water, if that's going to be the case. So Weeping Water, hey, basement right now. This is the scenario where these are happening quick. Let's just remove all doubt. Take all the precautions you can. If you feel like your life is in danger, and there's a storm that even looks remotely threatening, go to the basement, wait it out for half an hour. Best thing I could say, because things are happening fast and furious right now with this. So southwest of Weeping Water, I'd put the city of Weeping Water in your basement right now, and then you can see how these storms continue to fan out, and we still have this one now. I don't want to ignore folks that are up here in parts of Washington County. Yes. That might have cycled up again.
Yeah, the debris signature has intensified there between Bennington and Kennard. This is going to be approaching 133 there, just to southeast of Kennard. It looks like it is going to pass south of Kennard, but Fort Calhoun could be in the path of this, and then the southern parts of Blair. So Blair definitely needs to be taking tornado precautions right now as that continues to lift northward. The debris signature has really picked up intensity there in southern Washington County. Yeah,
look at the threat tag on that.
Yeah, this is a tornado emergency. Yeah. Now, still continuing for the Bennington, Kennard, Blair, and Fort Calhoun areas.
It is north of Bennington, but the warning goes through 430, Kennard, and Fort Calhoun, and all places in between, anywhere along Highway 133, which is Blair High Road. You need to be in your basement right now. There's the city of Blair. So it is included in the warning. Blair to Missouri Valley to Fort Calhoun. I'm just going to start circling.
So we have a report
tornado on the ground near Blair Airport.
Yeah, so that's just a continuation of that tornado. So we do have a report that it is on the ground, and we can see the debris clearly right there.
There's that. I think the Blair Airport sits right about there.
Yep.
If I remember right. So there's the debris signature. Fort Calhoun, Blair, Kennard, any between there, anybody that lives in between these three cities right here, you need to be in your basement right now. This thing is wobbling a little bit, but it is moving to the northeast generally. And I haven't even seen a speed on these things. What do you have, 30 to 40? Is that the storm itself?
Let me see if
maybe?
I can pull that up.
Lots of hail here.
It's moving about 30 to 35.
Okay, so we're getting some definitely severe hail, inch to inch and a half in diameter. So we have this happening. There's the tornado right here now, between Bennington and Kennard, moving to the northeast. So Blair, within the next 10 minutes, like I said, if you feel like you're in danger, take the precaution. Go to the basement right now. There's Blair High Road. It is going to cross Blair High Road if it's not doing so at the moment.
So they have cleared Bennington out of the warning?
Yep, they clipped. Good call, David. Thank you very much. So Bennington is now out of the woods right now with that one. This one has moved out of the metro. We need to pay attention to the south.
Yeah, and that warning that they issued for the far southern tornado warning, this moving at 30 miles per hour. Okay. So let's see if I can zoom out on this and maybe take a little cone on the storm. Right around 30 miles per hour. Elmwood, about 406, so that's in the next couple of minutes. It's at your doorstep right now. Into Murdoch, 417, Louisville, 430, and then we could see this moving more into the Omaha metro, getting into potentially Papillion by 454. That's a ways out. We're going to watch this, but these storms have had a history of holding together very well as they've traveled north. So we're going to watch and see closely if we have any major impacts as this continues to track north. Just got a new radar update coming in on this, so let's clear this. Let's see if we can pick up on any clear signs of rotation with this. Pulling up our wind speeds here. You know, we see some of that sign near Louisville, it looks like, and then a bit more mixing in down to the south. Nothing as clear, of course, as the storm that we've been tracking that just impacted the Omaha metro. The signs of rotation are not as strong. I would say the plus side to this is with this moving through such a populated area, we are going to know immediately if we have a confirmed tornado. So far, this is all radar indicated rotation and not looking anywhere near as strong as that very violent tornado that is still ongoing just north of the Omaha metro. So good news with this down to the south. It's still big concern. If you are in this tornado warning, you need to be in your safe place, get into your basement. So Elmwood, Murdoch, Weeping Water, this warning extends north. Louisville and Papillion still under an existing warning. David?
So we have, Rusty has an update here on this tornado moving through Washington County. It does look like our NDOT camera near Blair may have a view of this tornado. All right. So Rusty, you have the Blair Airport highlighted right there on Highway 133, and there's some pretty big neighborhoods right there about to be impacted.
This is the Blair Airport for reference right there. This is the tornado right here. County Road P30 that runs east side of Kennard, and then County Road P32 runs towards Fort Calhoun. There are several homes right in here as well. Anybody in this intersection right here along Blair High Road, anybody south of Blair, on Blair High Road at the moment, basement, if you're not there already, is it possible to bring up that NDOT camera? If we could work on that. There we go. Is that, I don't know, I think that might be looking to the north. Well, no, that's probably south out of the,
yeah, that is looking
that's the roundabout on the south edge of Blair.
Yeah, so it's looking to the south-southeast.
Okay. Gotcha.
And a moment ago, you could see a pretty well-defined lowering that kind of coming onto the screen. I believe that would be where the tornado is. You can see some hail coming down.
Yeah, it'd be just
in this
over
picture.
that hill, right?
So just over the top of that hill. So we are at the Blair roundabout on the south side of Blair, looking to the southeast down Highway 133.
All right.
And
just got an updated radar scan here too. So there it is right there, just crossed Blair High Road. This one is a long-lived, long-track tornado. We saw the potential for this maybe with one or two of the storms over the last several days. We've been first alerting you to this all week long. And now what we have here is this long-track tornado, and it's right there. That is a classic debris signature. That is telling us there are trees, there's dirt, there's parts of houses, there's everything the tornado has picked up is right there. There's Blair. There's Fort Calhoun. It looks like it is east of Kennard, but you are going to get in on the hail in the Kennard area. Here is that cell right here. If you know anybody in Blair, anybody, give them a call. Tell them to get to their basement right now. You could help save a life today. So Fort Calhoun to Blair right now. This is going to be moving to the northeast, and there's going to be a lot of hail on the west side and a strong rotation with a well-defined tornado heading up the Blair High Road right now towards the city of Blair. Sorry,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
I know we were talking a little bit earlier about the potential for it to weaken. It hasn't,
No.
and the National Weather Service is confirming that. This is still going strong, and with this tornado here, it's actually at the airport, near the Blair Airport, reached the maximum as far as the velocity there at the velocity site. So
did we get a wind
very
report
strong
out of
wind.
there?
What's that?
Did we get a wind report out of the Blair Airport? Just out of curiosity, they have a weather station there. Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, let's try and pull that up. Let's go back to Rusty. I'll try and pull up and see if we can find a wind report somewhere.
KBTA would be the code.
Okay.
If it did, it missed one of the reporting points.
Okay.
So we'll see if a report comes in at some point.
Every radar scan, it's kind of back and forth. It's there now. North of County Road 32, there's Blair High Road. It continues to just march up northeast. Boy, I'd love it if this missed Blair.
So likely went right across the Lakeland area, Wilcox.
Are these little...
yeah, this may be moving toward the small town of DeSoto.
Some villages?
Between Fort Calhoun and Blair.
Okay.
So this is right in between Blair High 133 and Highway 75 at this point.
There we go. Okay. So
And I want to give you an update, something that we're hearing from the newsroom. Apparently multiple people are trapped at 253 in West Center.
oh boy, yeah. That would line up. All right, so Highway 75, north of Fort Calhoun to Blair. If you live along Highway 75, in your basement right now. This continues to hold on. There's the debris signature. There's the wind. Everything is saying tornado, tornado, tornado. There is multiple reports of this on the ground. And there's the city of Blair. The track would take it just to the southeast, but let's not risk things here. If you're in Blair, you need to be in your basement. And while we're at it, let's throw Missouri Valley in the mix. And you get up here, there's a little area called California Junction right here between Missouri Valley and Blair on Highway 30. And you can throw Modale in the mix. They're all included in this warning that goes until 4:30. That's going to be extended without a doubt as this continues to go. But a catastrophic damage being reported in many places here.
If I can sneak in here,
yeah, go ahead, David.
Rusty.
What do you got?
The debris has really picked up again, so it hit something, unfortunately. So we're seeing a very strong signature for debris once again, and it has made a northward jog. So it's coming very, very, very close to the edge of Blair right now.
Didn't you say too, a large cluster of homes right here? And like you said, this one has been. As it cycles, it tends to maybe take a little more of a northerly track too sometimes.
Yeah.
So we need to be,
So it has taken a little bit of a hook up towards southeast Blair. So Blair is definitely not out of the woods right now. We've been watching the NDOT camera there, and it's just getting hammered by high winds and hail right now.
Okay. Thanks for the update, David. Keep an eye on the chat and see if you got any new information coming in as well. I imagine the information in events like this comes so fast, so furious, it's tough to keep up with all of it. We can backtrack a little bit right here and see if they've even taken the time to, you can see the path of it right up here through some of these reports. I'm actually afraid to click on some of these and see what they say. If anybody wants to look at some of the reports that have officially been coming in, I don't know if they're damage or just tornado sightings, but yeah, like David said, it looks like it hit.
Most of those are damage reports.
Those are damage reports, okay.
Most of them are.
It hit debris, you see you get the pinks in there, that means there's more stuff up in the tornado, and then it hopefully all falls to the ground and then see where it moves next. But it is going to cross Highway 75 south of Blair right now. Within the next 2 to 3 minutes, again, we get a scan. It takes 2 to 3 minutes. You get another scan. And now I would say anybody near the Missouri River, up along Highway 30, near and east of Blair as well, will continue to see this move in a northeasterly direction.
There's a large industrial area here right on the east side of Blair. It looks like it's going to track right up into that. So between Blair and the Missouri River, that industrial area is going to be under the gun.
That is a great point. There's a lot of elevators there where they drop off corn year-round to put on the trains to send it off. So day after day, farmers will line up there with semi-trucks and drop off their grain. I doubt much of it's happening right now because it's spring planting season, but anybody on the east edge of Blair, south on Highway 75, you call them. If you even think anybody's remotely in danger, call them, let them know, get somewhere safe. You don't want to be in a semi-truck. You don't want to be in a car. There you go. A new scan, jogged a little farther north. So now it's going to be crossing Highway 75 just south of Blair right now. And classic debris signature right, there we go, hold on. Classic debris signature right there. This is way too close for comfort for the city of Blair. Do we have that NDOT camera near, this would be really close to the roundabout. If anybody can see that one. Is it even discernible?
The NDOT, yeah, there you go. It's just we're socked in with heavy rain, and the wind was really bouncing the camera around a moment ago, and you can see some hail kind of bouncing there as well.
Well, and this is a classic point right here. This is what you would see if you're trying to see the tornado, folks.
Yep.
Get in your safe place. You're not going to be able to see this. I know everybody doesn't believe anything until they actually see it, but some of this will be rain-wrapped or very tough to see, and you will not know what's going on as this continues to move to the north into the city of Blair, at least on the south edge of the city right now. So this is looking south at the Blair roundabout.
There are some neighborhoods in here right along Highway 75, so hopefully everybody's in their tornado shelter right now. So that neighborhood right along Highway 75, and then it's going to likely cross right up into that industrial area.
And that would be, yeah, right here that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job looking for the landmarks there, David. We got to see what's going on here. Emily, any new information with the Sarpy County one?
Nothing new coming out of Sarpy County, which is fantastic news.
Yeah, that's great.
This is in such a populated area that we would know immediately if there was a spotting of a wall cloud or a funnel. I do want to talk about another warning that we just had issued down to the south. So this is the setup that we were talking about yesterday, kind of this broken line of storms, and every single storm just about along this line has a tornado warning on it, and they have just issued a new one. This is down to the south, and another severe thunderstorm warning coming in out of northern Kansas as well. And with this new warning that's been issued, this is out near Tecumseh. It looks like it's going to stay just out to the east of Tecumseh, perhaps tracking just out to the west of Auburn as that travels off to the north. Again, radar indicated rotation with this. This warning runs until 5 p.m. p.m., moving north at 40 miles per hour. So pretty quick movers with these, not moving incredibly fast, which is good. You get a little bit of a heads up as these storms continue on their track north. So far, nothing has been spotted. This is in more of a rural area, and we're going to watch and see how this holds together. But for right now, just keeping an eye on just about everything that pops up, especially out along this line right here. This is where we're seeing all of that spin and that continued concern for tornado development. But great news that we haven't seen any reports of radar, of rotation, wall cloud lowering, funnels forming with that storm out near Sarpy County. That is fantastic news.
All right, thanks, Emily. I understand we got a live picture from Chris Hall near the Skyline area of Elkhorn. Eric, if you could give me a, if you could give me a little indication exactly the cross streets on this. So, okay. So this would be a west edge of Elkhorn, I would say. That is a tree that was likely a big, tall oak tree that was just stripped completely. I don't know how many leaves were on it to start with, but you can see all the debris.
Can we take the banner down?
Yeah, if possible there.
Thank you.
The Skyline area. This would be, I would say, west of Elkhorn, west on Maple.
West Maple, West Dodge, somewhere in there in the
out
Elkhorn
around
area.
Where they normally have the junk stock, I believe. This would be very close to that vicinity as well. If anybody knows the location between Elkhorn, Waterloo.
So I'm not sure if we're looking at debris that has been tossed into that tree or if there used to be a building there, but either way you can see that this was a very, very powerful tornado. I do have a little bit of good news here, Rusty,
okay.
If you want to switch over to our wind speeds right here.
Yep.
The velocity is still very strong, very impressive, but it is not as strong as it was about 5 minutes ago.
Hopefully
so we're looking at wind shear of about 100 miles an hour versus 200 miles an hour, but still right here, the southeast side of Blair, definitely under the gun, definitely still a tornado ongoing.
It'd be nice if this would move a little faster, maybe get into some of the more stable air, but yeah, hopefully it's weakening and going away and not just cycling. But
there it is right there.
Remember we saw the pinks and the purples there? It hasn't hit anything large maybe for a while. Could be hitting quite a few areas on the east side of Blair, but like David said, at least a little weakening. That doesn't mean you need to let your guard down by any means. This is the Blair area. There is the tornado right there, if it's going to be there, and it's still there, and likely the debris signature at the moment as it moves off towards the northeast.
So it is right on top of the industrial area.
Right,
so if it's going to pick up debris, we'll likely see that radar signature light up again.
And we'll go, yeah. So you know the bridge that crosses the Missouri River on the east edge of Blair? It's going to be really close to that. Might be worth checking on the Iowa side, guys, some DOT cams near the Missouri Valley area. If you can look west on I-29, see if you can find something there that we can bring up and get a view of this thing. More eyes on this, the better. But there it is, Blair. It's crossed Highway 275. We'll look at the next scan here to see. But this has been the dominant one. For a while, this looked like it might stay west of the metro, but it just kept creeping farther and farther east. There's Blair, and it looks like the west edge of Blair just dealing with hail. And it's basically where Highway 30 crosses the Missouri River. You have the bridge there, and then Highway 30 takes you into Missouri Valley. So a couple areas that still need to be mindful of this. Modale, Missouri Valley, and right in here, there's a little area, several homes, some farms, California Junction, right there, if you know the area. So this is the tornado, and it's likely going to be funneling up this way over the next 10 to 15 minutes. So like I've been saying, it does look like it spared Fort Calhoun, north of the city there, but Modale to Missouri Valley, you are next in this for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Thankfully, it did look like earlier these could be moving at like 50 miles per hour. That has not been the case. They've been a little
hail
slower.
Concern now moving into parts of the metro as well.
Okay.
We
Go
just
ahead,
had
Emily.
a new severe thunderstorm warning issued. This is for portions of Douglas County. I was just about to do an update on this, and then they did end up popping a warning on it. This is for 1.5 inches hail. So with this cluster of storms, this is currently out near Utan, moving through Valley. Looks like it's going to miss Elkhorn, but up toward Arlington, portions of far northwestern Douglas County, going to get another round of hail with this. So not any rotation seen with this. That's great news. Kind of behind this line of storms that we're tracking that is rotating, we're starting to see maybe less of a concern for more of that developing. We do have still some thunderstorms developing out to the west, so we're going to be watching those, but it seems like this line here super active. Looks like another tornado warning also issued south of the metro near Nebraska City. for potential rotation there as well. So big hail threat today, and just about every thunderstorm out along this line also bringing in that concern for a possible tornado.
Emily, does it look like the new severe warning would stay west of the damage path of the old one?
It does look like the new one is going to stay just west of the damage path. Based off of the current track and where it is right now, I would say most of the areas that have been hit hardest by that tornado likely not going to see an impact from this storm keeping just out to the west.
That's good news to hear, without a doubt.
Yeah.
All right. Understand, this Freddie McKinney?
Yeah, he was on I-29. I believe he just got off on the Missouri, Iowa Highway 30 exit.
Gotcha. So he's going to try to go west.
He's going to try to go west here. It
Let's
looks
see if
like
we get a video here.
We could see a lowering a moment ago. So as soon as he clears the bridges, he's looking west on Highway 30.
That looks like it could be it right there.
Yeah, right there.
That's the tornado looking due west on Highway 30 out of Missouri Valley, crossing Highway 30 to the north. So he's going to go try to get a look at it. We don't have video contact, or audio contact, but he's an experienced chaser, and he'll know how to stay out of the way.
So you can see that kind of dark wedge in the middle of your screen. Yep. That's likely the tornado, and by all accounts, which is still on the ground.
It is, and there's a photo in chat showing it.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Emily. So this would be, it's almost doing that northward thing again there again, David, where it's looping back in. So it's hugging the Missouri River, just crossed Highway 30, and we just saw a view of it now to the north or to the right of the screen there with Freddie McKinney. Now it's going to go right up the Missouri River likely. Still, just outside of Blair, this thing has been going just like this primarily, hitting some of the outskirts of Blair, that industrial area, and now it's heading north and maybe a little bit northeast. So the city of Modale, again, you probably passed by this on the interstate a few times. Not a large city, but there are people that live there right up Austin Avenue. And this is going to be probably Modale or just to the west here with this large, long track tornado on the ground.
It sounds like we do have some video whenever we want to take it from Roger Hamer.
Okay.
This is out in Elkhorn.
All right.
Some damage.
Is this live? Or?
It is live.
Okay. So this is the Elkhorn area. Did Roger happen to say where?
Did you have an exact location on that, Eric?
At 216th and West
Okay,
Maple.
there we go.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, that would have been on the west edge. There's Roger zooming in. There's houses with roofs damaged, ripped off completely. See some garage doors.
We have gotten reports. We have gotten reports in this exact area of some multi-story buildings with their second floors removed, which tells us that this was likely a very powerful tornado. I don't want to put a rating on that, but in my head, I'm going. This has been a very bad tornado. I will say real quickly, Rusty. I'm watching Freddie McKinney's stream here, and I see a lot of dust, but I no longer see a tornado.
Okay, that's good. So just a lowering there.
Yeah.
Near Missouri or near Blair. Hopefully, it's cycling back into the storm.
It looks like they've extended that warning north.
Okay. Here, let's get a check of that since we're here. Well, hold on 1 second here before we take Freddie. I want to get the latest on this.
That's 30 mile per hour speed.
30 mile per hour. Here's the latest warning with this extended to the north. Through 5 o'clock includes Calhoun, Modale, Mondamon, and Pisgah. Now, Pisgah would be on the tail end of this. Still some up to 2-inch diameter hail. Still that observed tornado right here. And they're given the considerable threat tag with it, meaning damage is likely to be significant if this holds together. Modale and I-29 would be the one of most significance. Brand new warning there that just came in too. A lot going on here at the same time. Emily, if you can figure out where that one is, let's go to the video of Freddie McKinney here where we have it. And he's looking to the east.
Yeah, so you can see the lowering there on the right side of the screen.
Gotcha.
And just a moment ago, there was a funnel that looked like it made contact with the ground, but it quickly dissipated. So right now, we're looking at that wall cloud in front of you where he's driving to. That's likely the hail. So you can see that kind of whitish streak. So that's a hail shaft right there behind the likely tornado. But as these trees clear and we look on the right side of the screen, there's no longer any evidence of a tornado on the ground. There's likely some dust getting picked up by the wind, and a lot of people out there, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is not. So even if there was a tornado in there, this is what the scenario. It's tough to see within the rain shaft.
Yeah, that rain has kind of developed where that tornado was a short time ago. So
I mean,
it could be rain wrapped, but I could see the tornado and it dissipated. So hopefully it has dissipated. We'll see if it can, see if it recycles here shortly.
Yeah, that new warning is really far down to the south. That's for Pawnee and Richardson counties.
Gotcha.
So again, radar indicated rotation with that 2-inch hail traveling off to the north. So we're going to keep an eye on it. It looks like it's just starting to move into the viewing area, still fairly rural here, thankfully. Bigger impacts, of course, with some of these storms that are moving through our more populated areas, especially with this tornado that we've been tracking through the metro, now starting to move into Iowa.
All right.
All right, sounds like we have Dave Z live. Where is he?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Emily, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Dave.
Yeah, okay, so we are just on Maple Road, just west of 204, for those familiar with the area, just literally to the west of Relevant Church. This is a neighborhood behind us that just took an absolute direct hit. We're told we can't get much closer, but you can obviously tell by the damage here. Emergency personnel on scene, trees absolutely splintered. I just talked to a resident who took shelter in the basement. She is absolutely shook right now at what she was able to tell me, seeing homes completely destroyed. We don't know of any injuries at this point, but based upon the damage that we see in this area, it took a direct catastrophic hit. Again, we're just to the west of 204 and Maple, just to the west of St. Pat's and Relevant Churches. Emergency personnel arriving on scene. I raced out here. I was downtown with you guys in studio like 40 minutes ago. As I was coming down Dodge, numerous fire vehicles and ambulances racing with their lights on, clearly speaking to the gravity of this situation out here in Elkhorn right now.
All right, well, all right, Dave, we need to come back to us here. Well, you hear the alerts on our phone maybe here. Wow, brand new tornado warning here for, hold on, David, 1 second here. Let me move this around here. This is that includes parts of downtown Omaha, Papillion, Bellevue. This goes through 515, radar indicated tornado. So this one is not confirmed, but they have been producing tornadoes very, very quickly. And if it's going to be there, it would be right here. Moving into southern Sarpy County.
35 miles per hour on that.
Say that again?
35 miles per hour.
Thank you, Emily. Moving north across the Platte River here. So Papillion would be next in line in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So I know people have been out trying to survey some of the damage, see things, get a view of things. We've got another one coming into town from the south. So we need to be very, very, Highway 370 south right now is in the direct path of this one. If it were to form a tornado, radar indicated right now, and based on the wind, this is what we are looking at right down here. Not a clear signature, but if it's going to be there, it's likely right in there, just crossing the Platte River. So
looks
Springfield.
like some small rotation there right over at Cedar Creek.
Oh yeah, Cedar Creek right in here.
Yeah.
Just got to zoom in a little farther for that one. There you go. So, likely some large hail over Cedar Creek right now. Emily, that one out by Valley, I noticed a little appendage on that one too.
Yeah.
I'm sure Valley's keeping an eye on that one, but
I would assume so.
Every single one of these things is trying to rotate.
Yeah, the storm out near Valley, Rusty, that's in the rain-cooled air, so the rotation's well elevated, so I would not be concerned with that at this point.
Good point. It would have moved through, so that would be pretty elevated and cut off by the cold. Great point there, David. That's why we have multiple people in here working, catch things like that. And let's see here.
Nothing new so far coming into chat, which is good, which means we're not seeing any reports of anything lowering or on the ground.
So we have, let's go back up here to Blair and Missouri Valley. I don't want to forget about this one here. And a little closer.
The debris signature there approaching Modale has almost disappeared there, Rusty.
Okay, so
that's good. The rotation is still very evident, so you still have a strong supercell thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, but it looks like it is no longer currently producing a tornado, but we saw how quickly it ramped up.
That's the thing. So if you're in Modale right now, just as quickly as this thing fizzled out, a little bit, it could easily spin back up because of the good sign of rotation still here. No classic debris signature, but it does look like a little weaker hook right there too.
Yeah.
So that's great news.
It does look like it's trying to cycle down. If we can take the INDOT camera, we're taking a live look here in Papillion. Some very heavy rain and likely some hail coming down in Papillion right now.
Is that the 84th and 371?
Jade, where is this?
Highway 50 and 370, yes.
Highway 50 and 370.
Gotcha,
So
okay.
some hail coming down in that picture there a moment ago. So definitely a good heavy thunderstorm coming into Sarpy County on top of that tornado warning.
A good one to watch, Jade, would be 84th and 370 in the Papillion area too. That'd probably be the best one to get an eye on that. It might be a lot of rain and tough to see, but at least check that one anyway. So Papillion, let's go. There's Highway 370 right here. And we're in that area here where I think if your address is La Vista, Papillion, Bellevue, especially west side of Bellevue, good to be in your basement right now because these can quickly produce a tornado given the rotation that we have in the atmosphere at the moment. I know I'm doing a lot of radar analysis right here on the fly as you're trying to follow along with me at home here, but everybody's kind of checking on an individual aspect of this, and we're just popping them and talking about what we see as it's happening because you can see the vast expanse of this. We have these storms here that are going to continue to fire up this way and go northeast. Every one of these moving northeast as of right now. David, new information?
Yeah, we got Freddie McKinney back on this storm here near Modale, northwest of Missouri Valley. If we can take Freddie McKinney's storm chaser video again, it does look like there's a new tornado that has developed here.
Just within the next
right there you go.
Oh,
you can see, okay, he just turned the camera, but they're not sure where
Did
it
he
went.
go backward? Yeah. Let's see.
There was a pretty well-defined funnel, and you could see it was in contact with the ground.
Did it just go into the range?
It may have just dissipated, so we may have just missed it there. But there was a tornado on the ground just a few moments ago. So again, this is this storm here. So the rotation is still there. The potential for tornado is there. Yeah. But it looks like it's been now producing kind of brief tornadoes, but still damaging tornadoes.
Yeah,
there.
so up here at Modale, along I-29, David's keeping an eye on all the storm chaser feeds. We have info coming in via chat rooms with all the reports, emergency managers. You saw some of the fire crews, the volunteer firefighters out there trying to get an eye on this thing so they can give us reports and get people out of the way and relay those to us in the National Weather Service. And it would be it right here. It's going to be there. Modale. So Freddie McKinney's likely traveling north on off of Highway 30 up towards Modale. There's a little shortcut you can take here if you're trying to get to Blair off of I-29 and then right up here through Mondamon. So this is likely some pretty good hail right here in Mondamon. Could have some 1-inch diameter hail out of this. The hail reports are going to be coming in fast and furious. But that's the one that may be cycling and still trying to produce a tornado occasionally, at least a funnel anyway. And that's what the one back down here near Lincoln did. It was funnel, tornado, and then it moved right up into the west edge of the metro, and Elkhorn and Bennington and western part of Gretna were right in it.
And I want to pop on and talk about that storm that's moving into the southern part of the metro, into portions of Sarpy County. Current tornado warning on this. We're going to time out the potential arrival time on this, but David just popped over. Let me know. We do have some pretty good inflow coming in right here, just down to the south and east of Springfield. Likely going to see hail intensify here, up to 2-inch hail possible. Also, they just issued, it looks like, some type of flood alert out across the metro.
That'd be a flash flood warning.
Flash flood warning because of the heavy rain. So flooding a concern, hail a concern, also that potential tornado threat. Let's time out the arrival time of this storm through the metro. We'll pull that northeast at 35 miles per hour. Into Papillion, 442. Again, we are tracking some rotation with this. This is still radar indicated rotation, prompting this tornado warning. You want to get in your safe place now. If you're not in your basement yet, that's where you should be. Into Ralston, 447, and we could see this move right into that downtown Omaha area by 457, into Crescent if it holds together by 512. So still on track for a pretty damaging storm here, regardless of if a tornado forms or not. This is still radar indicated rotation. Hail is going to be a big concern with this one, as with all of the storms that we've been tracking through the day today. But so far, we haven't seen any reports of any starting to lower with this storm or any funnel forming, which we are keeping a very close eye out for. We'll get those reports in right away with the area that this is forming in.
All right, thanks, Emily. Just so much happening here. Let's analyze this one a little bit here in Sarpy County.
Short time.
So you have this right here that's likely the hail core. This would be moving into the Papillion area. Right near that camera, I asked Jade to bring up 84th and 370. If there's going to be a tornado, it's probably going to be coming off this appendage, this little hook right here, and we'll watch this go to the northeast. So Papillion to Bellevue. Anybody along Highway 370, this is not the time to go try to find the tornado. You need to be in your basement and let this thing pass with all the heavy rain that's going to be right there. It would be rain, 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 hail, tornado before you know it. David?
Yeah, I just want to point out something I've been noticing here in the last few minutes. If you look right here, this is some strong winds that have kind of developed on the east side of the storm. This is the inflow wind. So the inflow has been increasing as these winds are blowing to the north and to the northwest ahead of this storm. So that would be a south wind, we should say. So right there.
You can see how fast.
Yeah. So those winds have been increasing. So perhaps, that inflow is increasing. So right in this zone, that rotation could spin up quickly.
I know, and a lot of people like to judge which way they think the storm's moving by the wind that's on the ground.
Yeah.
That will tell you nothing. That's the air coming into the storm. So this is moving to the northeast as the storm is pulling in wind from the south and likely trying to feed itself.
Hail real quickly.
Yeah, go for it. There we go.
Okay, so it's kind of out of date.
Yeah,
but,
we're waiting on the next update from that one.
But if you go back to that radar scan, right? Oops, excuse me, right there.
That's it.
That potentially, again, National Weather Service saying up to 2-inch diameter hail with that.
So Papillion, La Vista, Ralston, that's you. Cars in the garage. This is going to be damage to roofs, most likely. There is La Platte Road right here to give you an indication of where that is. So there you go. Oh, Platteview Road, sorry. Platteview Road, there's Washington Street. That's 84th that goes into downtown Papillion. So this will go Platteview Road to the north and cross Highway 370. I believe we're going to have Papillion, a couple of the Papillion high schools right in here. Papillion South at least. I don't even know where we're at time-wise. Everybody out of school, hopefully, and home.
Yeah, 4:36 at this point.
I would hope everybody made their way home after seeing what's been happening.
And just so everyone is aware, there's a lot of people coming out to try and look at this damage. Yeah. And from the newsroom, 214th and Maple is being blocked off because there's too many people coming out to look. So this is one of those things, let people assess the damage to their homes, stay in your house as these storms move through, let them pass through before heading out.
That's a great point. The looky-loos that try to go get a view, you get in the way of emergency crews.
Yeah.
Is that a new warning southwest of Blair?
Yeah, so they've issued a new tornado warning for Washington, Harrison, and Burt counties. This goes until 5:15. So this is for the storm that's just northwest of Bennington. Likely just based on the history that these storms have had of producing tornadoes. Right now, it's only radar indicated, and I'm not seeing any indication of really tight, really well-defined rotation within this storm.
Maybe right there.
But kind of a precautionary tornado warning there for Kennard, Blair. Blair, you're having your tornado sirens go off yet again. I would go ahead and stay in your tornado shelter just until we can give you the all clear. Right now, I don't see a sign of a tornado with this storm there in Washington County, Rusty, but as we've seen, this can happen very, very quickly.
And this is the thing. Some of these storms are going over the same area that just dealt with one, and they may be out trying to assess what's going on, and we don't need anybody else in the path of what could be a developing tornado right here near Kennard.
And that area likely picked up 1 to 2 inches of rain, and this is going to drop another inch of rain, so we could have some flash flooding concerns there as well.
Great point. So now we're tracking that one. So that would be it right there north of Washington, probably running right up Highway 30 through Kennard towards Blair. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
And then up north Modale, the rotation has decreased significantly. There's still a pretty defined area of rotation right on top of Modale, but it's actually lifted just to the north now.
Yeah, so that's good. That looks, far less impressive.
It looks like perhaps some storm interactions kind of weakening that one just a little bit. So,
and what are the temperatures like up here? It's probably a little cooler.
Cooler in the lower 60s.
So that's good news. Maybe moving into a less favorable environment. But again, the moisture would keep feeding this. So we have this warning here that goes through 5:15 that does include the city of Blair, Kennard, and again, Modale, Mondamon. Radar indicated tornado with that one, some large hail. That hail signature looks impressive down there south of Papillion, doesn't it, Emily?
Yeah, and I was just going to pop on and show some of that potential rotation. We're also getting word from the National Weather Service that they're very concerned with this one, starting to see some rapidly intensifying rotation. You can definitely see some signs of that showing up on our radar wind speeds, where we kind of have these reds and greens together. This is showing different wind directions. We're concerned with some developing rotation down to the south of Papillion with this thunderstorm right here. So that's traveling out to the north. We just timed that out, kind of north-northeast, and again at about 35 miles per hour. So as we pull that out to the northeast, we get up to about 30 miles per hour there. Let me clear that and kind of recenter a little bit more off to the north so we can pull that further north. So right up 30, so I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit more, but this is going to be impacting Papillion very soon, also going to be moving into the Omaha metro here within the next couple of minutes. We're going to be dealing with, again, the threat for a developing tornado, very concerning storm from the words of the National Weather Service, and we're seeing that as well with the rotation showing up on radar here. So for Papillion, 446, so that's in the next 5 minutes. Ralston, 452, and perhaps into downtown Omaha just by about 5 o'clock. Yes, Rusty?
I'm getting reports from some friends. Millard actually kept the students in school, just released them, and Bellevue still hasn't released kids out of school yet.
That's probably a good decision
in the
not
buildings,
to have people.
Yeah, so
out.
everybody, Bellevue Public Schools have kept kids in school until this tornado warning passes.
Yeah, and this is concerning for the potential for a developing tornado. Nothing new coming in yet from chat. We're going to be watching for reports on this shortly to see if anything does manage to develop.
Clay.
I've got meteorologist Clay Oshley on the phone right now, and he has a view of this storm. He says there's a well-defined lowering on it. He's at 25th and Cornhusker. He's not quite able to see if there's anything on the ground, but he says there is a well-defined lowering on this, so we're certainly seeing the potential there for a tornado to increase quickly in eastern Papillion into Bellevue.
Well, that's a great move by Bellevue's part to keep the kids in school, get them in their safe place. But yeah, so we're watching this. Where Clay Osterley was, the name might sound familiar. He's still around, and if the signature is going to be there for the tornado, it's right here. 275. There's going to be a lowering. There's 84th Street. There's 72nd. So it's crossing Highway 370 right now. So now we're talking Cornhusker Road. It's going to cross there and head up towards 275 South Omaha area. It'll be heading towards the Rumsey area. Again, we're getting into some neighborhoods here, but if there's area of rotation, like Emily said, the National Weather Service is very, very concerned about this. I'm sorry we aren't able to keep up with all the hail reports, and because there's likely going to be some very large hail here, folks, in the Papillion area.
Okay, Rusty?
Yeah, what do you got, David?
Clay's has a funnel cloud just north of 370.
All right. Does he have a cross street? What was it again?
He was at 25th, roughly. Where are you now, Clay?
25th.
He's at 25th.
All right, so Clay's right here, 25th and 370, and he sees a funnel cloud looking to the west. N.Cam, south on the JFK, guys, if you got any. Let's see what we can see there. Maybe they're turning them to the west right now.
I just want to point out, Rusty, that the current track of this brings it into South Omaha and Midtown.
South Omaha and Midtown. You're right. You're right.
We are in the path of this.
Emily, could you put a track on that and get with the speed so we can get some exact times here?
Yeah, I'm going to work on that right now.
Thank you very much. I know there's a lot happening here, folks. Bear with us. We got a busy evening ahead. And it's, one tornado passed, the next one's going now, folks. Let's get the latest. I just want to run through where this warning is. Through 515 here includes a large portion of the metro. I would say east of 680 right now. East of 680, look at the hail potential. I talked about this morning, 2-inch plus. We're getting at least with the storm, possibility of almost 3-inch diameter hail. This is radar indicated, but if it's there, it's right over Papillion, and downtown Papillion right now would be getting pummeled with this as it moves on through. Let's flip to, this is likely the hail right in here. That is a large hail core likely. Nothing clearly defined on radar. Hopefully it stays messy and nothing is able to rotate very well with this as it moves on through. But this is what we're watching. So this would be Papillion, Bellevue, La Vista, Ralston, South Omaha. There's the zoo.
I do have a track on it now.
Okay, let's go over to Emily. We need some exact times on this. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're looking at South Omaha 451, right into that Midtown area by 457. So right now it's 444. So South Omaha, that's about a 6-minute heads up for you. And into Omaha, the Midtown area, potentially just before 5 o'clock. Could continue on past the metro into Crescent. Beyond that, could see that hold together. That's still an uncertainty. But right now, this is going to be our main concern here. Within the next 5 to 10 minutes, could start to see some impacts working into parts of Omaha. So with this storm traveling quickly out to the northeast, it's going to be a major issue if we do see that tornado develop and potentially impact even more of the metro with a damaging tornado today. So keeping a close eye on the track of this, and of course our reports. We have Clay on the phone, so that's a fantastic resource. We'll know if and when anything does form, Rusty.
All right, thanks, Emma. I'm just looking at some videos coming in. I have friends sending me Bennington Lakes area, west of Bennington. Hard to find a house that has a roof, to be honest with you. A lot of pictures. Hopefully we can get some of that on air here quick. But yeah, it's going to be a long night, long weekend for a lot of folks as they assess damage. And we've been talking about this for a while, folks. There's the hail core. South Omaha now with the hail core likely developing. The zoo sits right about here for perspective. There's the downtown ballpark. And like Emily put the track on this one and moving off towards the northeast. So that's what we got to do. We got to time these things out. Keep you in the loop here. It does look like a flash flood warning. I don't know how long that goes for, but we're seeing that be the case. It looks like if you are, I would say, west of this line right now, is it safe to say that atmosphere is pretty tapped out there?
It looks like it. Everything that's forming behind it at least doesn't have much of a tornado threat.
And this right here would go to the north and out of here. So this is going to be the line here, folks. We're going to be watching this. We're not going to forget about you on the Iowa side. This is crossing. We'll see how many of these can keep spinning, but they're all trying to, and they're all doing so pretty vigorously and occasionally producing tornadoes as they do so. Let me see here. A lot to process here.
So far, no new reports coming in off that storm moving into Sarpy County. So
I'll take no new reports for a while if we can get them.
And into Douglas County, but no reports.
This is pretty impressive day here, to say the least. Here is what we're looking at. If there's going to be a rotation, it's right in there. It's pretty loose, but it'd be north. Cornhusker Road, right on the Harrison Street, I guess, the Sarpy-Douglas County line.
It's crossing Harrison right now, according to Clay.
Okay.
Not seeing the lowering make contact with the ground, but still has a lowering there with very, very strong winds. He's reporting the south winds there have really kicked up.
Might be tough to see from our cameras.
I have our city cam pulled up.
South.
It's kind of rain wrapped at this point.
Gotcha. I don't know what we can see. Maybe
some
something.
Like there you can see the lowering. Something on our NDOT camera, Jade is saying.
Okay. Can we bring up our DOT cams? Boy, that was a low.
That was a pretty good lowering right there.
So I want to say something that I'm reading an email about. Our web team just sent this out. People are complaining about the students that are not being let out of their schools. Parents are sitting in the parking lots. So they're in their schools still because they don't want the kids to be out on the roads. So you should not be in the parking lot. You need to be in shelter until your kids are let out of school. They're keeping them in the building for their safety.
Yeah, we don't need kids in buses out on the road or you yourself on the road.
No.
You need buildings when stuff like this is happening, folks.
So parking lot, horrible place to be.
Absolutely awful. Hopefully they're letting some of those parents in the building.
Yeah.
So if we can take the NDOT camera, we have Highway 75 at, is that Cape Park?
I might have it in my show.
Cornhusker.
Okay.
Highway 75 at Cornhusker.
Okay.
So you can kind of see right in the middle of the screen is where that wall cloud is. You can see the rain and the hail approaching from the west, the left side of the screen. So we're watching that lowering right there in the middle part of the screen. So we are looking north from Cornhusker at Highway 75. So this is, again, this is likely going to be coming up right at I-80 and Highway 75 here shortly.
Yeah. How about back to the our IP cameras here, guys? Let's see if we can see that lowering as we look north, if we can. A couple more warnings coming in there. Sorry, guys in the back. There we go.
So
there's the
that
lowering.
wall
That's
cloud.
a well-defined wall cloud right there.
So we can see it from our we can see it from our city cam, Clay. So yeah, there's that wall cloud. I'm looking due south from our building. So looking out over South Omaha, the zoo is going to be just to the left side of your screen.
Is that South 16th? Is this the
This
First
is on
National
top
Camp?
of our building.
Our building? Okay.
Yeah.
So this would, this is coming right into the heart of downtown, folks. If this is going to make a tornado, it's going to come out of here, and it would be moving right over downtown Omaha. So downtown Omaha, Council Bluffs, lowest level of the buildings. I know we got a lot of high-rise buildings. You need to be in the lowest level of whatever building it is. Lake Manawa, Council Bluffs, Eastern Omaha, anybody along Highway 75. If you're not in your basement right now, please.
Yeah,
You've seen what's happened in Elkhorn and Gretna, and we have more of this possibly trying to happen right now.
Yeah, so the old market, downtown, all of that area should be taking shelter right now.
So let's see if there's signs of debris.
It hasn't really tightened up. No.
That's clear air.
It's been trying to pick up intensity there, Rusty, but so far it hasn't come together, thankfully.
You got anything? DOT, let's go 480 and 80. You gonna get that 480 and 80 interchange maybe? And see if it's gonna be there, drop right on that, possibly. I don't know if do I have the DOT cams in my show here, David? I wonder.
Let me see.
Banner out of the way. If
you do, if you want me to pull it up.
Yeah, let's try that here quick. We can go kind of back and forth. David can steer here for a minute. That way you can maybe take a source out of the picture here. Okay. Okay. Pop that camera back up, whatever that was there, Jade. Sorry. Just so we have it. There you go. Okay, so that's looking to the west. This storm might be trying to cross right here, and it would be coming in from the left side of the screen if it's going to do so. So we'll see here what we have. Wow, way too many cars on the road.
Yeah, I was going to say that's at 90th and Dodge, and that's right in the middle of our tornado warning.
Oh. All right, so so we got NDOT up there. That's 480 and downtown Omaha. Anybody in the old market area? Anybody? Let's just go east of 36th Street towards Council Bluffs, Lake Manawa. Get in your safe place right now. David, let's go back to radar if we can. We'll kind of bounce around here, if you wouldn't mind, on my maps. Thank you very much.
Yeah. If we can take our city cam real quickly here.
Okay.
I'm taking a look here from First National Building.
Sorry, guys in the back. I know we're calling for a lot of stuff.
I know we're bouncing around a lot here.
All right, so yeah.
So there's that leading edge.
That little appendage right there would not be the tornado.
No, that's not it.
Scud clouds, they're called.
So any potential rotation looks like it is right on I-80, just north of the zoo. So I think we were kind of looking in that direction there.
That's South 16th Street going right down the...
Yeah.
Oh, you can see the
zoo. You can see the Desert Dome there. So right behind the zoo is where a tornado would develop if it was going to happen right now.
Get everybody at the zoo inside. All right, we're just going to sit on this for a little bit here. Downtown Omaha. We'll sit on this here for a little bit. I'm going to do a little radar analysis here while we're watching this. That is a rotating storm. I tell you what, when we were seeing this on models today, it was kind of hard to believe at times. We were like, no way we're going to have this many. But it's starting to come to fruition. There's going to be some big-time hail head right over the zoo, it looks like. Possibility of some inch to inch and a half diameter hail. Yeah.
At Carter Lake, golf ball size hail.
Okay, that would be from this one, the north edge. It's still loose rotation. Am I wrong here, guys? Are you guys seeing anything different?
No, it's definitely rotating, but it's not coming together. Oh. It's not coming together. So it's what we call broad scale rotation. So the storm is spinning. We know that for sure. There's some very, very powerful winds. You can see those bright, if we go back, well, we can leave it on the city cam. That's fine. So you can see that lowering there. There's some very strong winds coming into that from the south. Did we lose the connection?
Oh, yeah.
I think we lost the connection. Yeah, we lost the connection.
So you'll get a big broad rotation with this, and then what will happen is the rotation will become a little more centralized within that, and you'll get a tighter one, and that's how you produce the tornado as it moves through. So latest scan of the radar here. It's messy. But at this point, messy's good. We don't want anything well-defined because that means it would start to rotate and try to produce a tornado. So there's likely some very strong inflow winds here over Council Bluffs. They're going to be registering 60 mile per hour plus, possibly. And then what you have here is you got the wind. Okay, it looks like they're reissuing that one. If you can hear all the things going off in the background here. So I assume that is for our area?
It is for our area. They just reissued that, extended that pretty far to the northeast. So let's see.
Everybody's phone's going off.
This
EAS
moving
works.
35 miles per hour. Speed has not changed. So all those estimated arrival times we went through earlier still stand. Still concerned for that rotation and golf ball size hail. I also want us to keep an eye on our chaser Chris Hall's camera.
Okay.
He is on Dodge right now. He's still pretty far out west, 156th, but he is trying to head toward downtown area. So we're going to want to watch that and see if we can get a good picture. As it approaches.
Potential rotation right now is on top of downtown.
Okay. We lost our cameras.
Yeah, we lost the camera, unfortunately.
What about Blackstone? Is that one gone?
It is white out.
Gotcha. So can't see anything.
Yeah, the city cam on top of a building right now, it's just you can't see anything because of how heavy the rain and the hail is coming down right now.
All right, so we're in close here.
Let's go back to Rusty.
Yeah, let's come. Let's maybe start checking some DOT cam. What about the Epley cam? I forgot about that one. Can you guys check that?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Might be able to see that coming, and if there's a little rotation, I don't know if that tree is going to be in the way or not. But that rotation, it's broad, but it's right in here. It's going to pass right over the airport, folks, moving to the northeast. These tornado warnings keep firing off left and right. If you could help out, make sense of this a little bit. There's a lot going on. Okay, let's bring up the Epley
Yeah, if we can pull up that. You can see there's definite rotation. You can see the clouds of the foreground are moving to the right, according to the camera, and the clouds in the background are kind of moving to the left. So we have some well-defined rotation, a well-defined lowering right there, Rusty, but thankfully we're not seeing anything that's, funneling. We don't see anything that's creating a funnel right there, so nothing's really kind of dipping toward the ground in a significant fashion, but a well-defined area of rotation right on top of downtown, about to move over to Epley.
Yeah, so we got that isn't producing a tornado, but it's close. And it looks like we have a new tornado here between Little Sioux, Magnolia, and Woodbine. In parts of Harrison County. No doubt we got some very tight rotation right there. And if there's a debris signature, it's going to be right there. But it's this right here that would be the tornado north of Magnolia. There's Pisgah. This is the same storm that we had roll through western parts of the metro, headed up towards the Blair area. And now it's taken a track into parts of western Iowa. So I do not want to forget the folks there. Latest on this one would take through 6 o'clock, radar indicated tornado, but it looks like a pretty good signal of rotation here. Hopefully some Harrison County emergency managers are out there. Possibility of up to 2-inch diameter hail with this one, as we see that become a pretty well-defined, probably the wrong word, but at least there's a signature of rotation still there that's very concerning. So you got green towards the radar, red away from the radar, and everything would just spin around this here south of Pisgah. And it's going to be up here in the Luss Hills, tracking north. There's Easton Trail. Again, a lot of the locals are going to probably know some of these roads by different names, but Highway 183 is going right up towards the Pisgah area with that rotation and that tornado associated with this one. You guys seeing anything different?
I see reports of significant rotation with a funnel coming into West Council Bluffs from Carter Lake.
Let's go back to the Epley cam then. Let's go.
Yeah, let's take that. You can actually see it really well on the Epley camera.
So there's that lowering. We're still seeing rotation. The clouds in the foreground moving to the north, the clouds in the background moving to the south. So that's that rotation that we would see in a wall cloud. So far, we've not seen any of that really lowering any farther down, although I will say, Rusty, that we have had a slight tightening of the rotation there as it's moving over Epley. So while I'm not seeing that reflected in this picture, thankfully, but there may be just a little point where it's trying to tighten up, what we would say, and trying to strengthen perhaps. Then, of course, that's right over Epley, right over Carter Lake.
Yeah, very significant right there over the airport.
Yeah, so if you see that point right there where it's gotten a little bit tighter.
Right in here.
Yeah.
There's the wind trying to spin around this thing right now. Another tornado warning. We kind of need to make sure we're not missing some things. So let's, Emily, let's check on the one coming in from the south.
Yeah, this one is a confirmed tornado, it looks like, from the outline.
Is that Plattsmouth?
Yeah, this is coming out of Plattsmouth. This is going up into Pottawatomie County.
Okay. David, check on the one Blair, west side of Blair. See if that's doing anything. Sorry to interrupt, Emily.
Oh, no, you're totally fine. So this is where that tornado warning is. I'm just reading now what the report was. Tornado will be near East Council Bluffs Airport around 5:10 p.m. into Trainer around 5:15. So this is a report of a tornado on the ground. It was located 3 miles northwest of Glenwood, 7 miles southeast of Offutt, and it's moving north.
Sorry to interrupt. There was a tornado reported in Pacific Junction with this storm.
Okay.
Okay.
So
there's a lot
this is
going
a
on.
confirmed tornado on the ground.
Go ahead, Emily.
Let's take a look at our wind speed here. Showing some pretty good signs of rotation there. Obviously, we do know that a tornado was on the ground, or still perhaps is. That's continuing out to the northeast. This is moving a little bit quicker than some of the other ones have been. I believe the speed on that one was 45 miles per hour as it moves off to the north.
Show the debris signature on that one. It's really evident on there. You can see the little dot.
Let's zoom back in.
Sorry, Emily.
Hey, I know we got a lot going on. Can we go back to our Epley City Cam right now? Can we go back to our tornado?
Oh,
that's a tornado at
There
Epley.
we go.
That's a tornado right over the airport. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Northeast of the airport. If you live on the bluff just to the northeast of the Omaha airport, that is a confirmed tornado. Can the camera go any farther left?
It can't go any further
in the way.
The tree is in the way, but you can see the debris in the air at Epley.
It's right. It's literally over the airport, folks. It cannot get any more airport than it is right now. So hopefully there were no planes trying to take off, but it is a clear signature on radar.
I hate to say it. I think it's coming right at our camera.
Yeah, it is. Okay, if you're on the bluff above I-29 right now in Council Bluffs, this is a live view of the tornado coming right at the camera on the north of Council Bluffs right now. I'm trying to think of some landmarks up there. If anybody, Honey Creek, Crescent. The Crescent area, you need to be in your basement right now. There's that tree. We might
all right, so the tornado is coming right at I-29 now. So it's crossed the Missouri River.
Yep.
It is in the Iowa. It is now on the Iowa side. This is the north side of Council Bluffs, so right across from Epley, I-29, and there you go. The tornado is basically hitting our camera right now.
That's a big bluff there. It's going to cross the road. The big upslope. And there are a lot of houses up on that ridge as you're traveling north.
Oh, okay. I think that's it. That's all we're going to get.
There goes the power. That's it right there over the airport, folks. Did we get back the
Let me see.
First National Cam? Maybe we could get a look at that. Sorry to interrupt you on that, Emily, but do you have still that debris signature northwest of Glenwood?
I'm looking for it now. I was moved over to Epley.
Oof. Okay, so here it is right here. Let's track this thing because it is on the ground.
Unfortunately, it is rain-wrapped, so I can't see it.
There it is again, folks. There is a clear signature right there. Crescent, basement now, south on Old Lincoln Highway. This is north coming out of Council Bluffs. This is going to cross Old Lincoln Highway right there. If you live in the area, you know the landmarks. Up here towards Crescent, a lot of houses tucked in this neighborhood right here as you go north out of Council Bluffs. And that is it right there, the blue dot that you see moving north up here. So just south of Crescent, it could spin back up towards Crescent. So in the basement right now, there is the 680 and I-29 interchange. And we just saw the tornado take out one of our cameras that we had. Came right at the camera as it moved over the airport. And it is lifting off to the northeast right now and heading in this northerly direction. It's likely crossing Old Lincoln Highway as we speak. If you're not in your basement, you need to be there immediately between Crescent and Underwood as this thing goes northeast right now, staying just to the west of I-80, but it ran right up and literally formed. Good job keeping an eye on that, David. That was...
Not seeing any obvious signs of debris with that warning to the south.
Okay, let's... So we have this tornado. Thanks, Emily. Keep an eye on it. We got a lot going on here. Check the Blair one. If we can, I do not want to forget about that because they've had a busy day already. But this one, we're going to be talking about this day for quite a while, folks. There it is, moving off to the north, and that is the tornado. Very, very well-defined signature, producing some hail. And let's go right in here. There you go. Classic signature south of Crescent, basement Crescent right now. If not, anybody east of Crescent, you need to be in your basement. We watched the tornado form live on our air, and now it is heading for areas between Crescent and Underwood. A lot of the Luss Hills now up in there as it is moving to the north, just waiting on the next radar scan. We have the one.
It's coming right at Crescent, Rusty.
Did it just loop north?
Yeah.
Okay, new scan coming in. Crescent, you definitely need to be in your basement. You've seen what's been happening here, folks. Every single one of these has been rotating. Can't stress it enough. Please, please get in your basement. Help us help you. Get in your safe place as this moves through, and it is coming right up Old Lincoln Highway, without a doubt. So let's go here. There's the dot. The blue dot is the debris. And there it rolls, right up Old Lincoln Highway, Crescent and Honey Creek. Right up in here, we have the Hitchcock Nature Center. You got Mount Crescent right there. It's a beautiful drive up here. Many of you have been there. It's not going to look the same after today, most likely.
Rusty, I do want to point out that we have a debris signature up near Pisgah as well.
Okay, well, let's move around. Let's see what we got here. Wide view. Glenwood up here around Pisgah. Debris signature on this one. So Crescent, you need to be in your basement. What else do we got? There it is right there. Heading towards the Moorhead area. Moving north along Highway 183. Moorhead, there you go, in your basement. I'm saying it over and over. If you think you're even remotely in danger, I've had one person tell me this in my career. Just say, get in your basement regardless. Because these are happening fast, and they are happening frequently.
Yeah, we have some reports of touchdown with roofs off at 35th and G in Council Bluffs.
35th and G, yeah. Okay. Let's go down here.
So that's with that thunderstorm here, that tornado that we've been tracking, moving out of the Omaha metro. Now it's moving into portions of western Iowa. It's going to be pushing into more of Pottawatomie County. We saw that cross over the river. So continuing to watch that one. Touchdown, we saw it take out our camera at the airport, so this is still a big concern as that continues to hold together really well, traveling out to the northeast here. So still a very strong thunderstorm here, the rotation holding together, still a potential tornado touching down intermittently. Rusty?
So Emily, let's, we got to divide and conquer here. Let's track the one moving up north towards Crescent. Keep an eye on that one. We got a brand new, or not new, but the debris signature is gone, but we have strong rotation still very evident north of Glenwood right now, moving up towards the Trainer area. So this would be crossing, what do we got here? This would cross Highway 6. Right here is the Harrison-Pottawatomie County line.
Tornado on the ground south of Crescent.
So that's that one. Gotcha. Okay. So we continue to see that one. You got one here northwest of Silver City that is moving. It's going to impact the Trainer area over the next 5 to 10 minutes. So again, I'm rattling off towns. If you hear me say your town, basement. If you get your mail at any of these towns and you get in the rural area, basement. Just let it pass. 45 minutes in your basement could save your life today, the way things are going.
So let's go ahead and go back up toward Crescent,
Okay,
Rusty.
let's do that.
Very significant debris signature, basically on the Crescent city limits.
Wow.
Right now, and the wind shear is right around 120 to 180 miles an hour with this. So the rotation here is just on the southeast side of Crescent. It looks like there's a little creek that runs this way.
Do we have an IDOT cam? We could check on that. I know my voice is going up here. I'll try to calm down. This is a heck of a day, folks. So check to see if there's an IDOT cam along I-29 that's looking off towards the east. We're going to lose a lot of camera signal on a lot of these. I don't know if we can, possibly maybe we got our First National Tower cam back and we can look to the northeast. I don't know if the rain fade.
It is back. It is rain wrapped, so we can't see anything.
Can't see anything. Gotcha. Yep, you wouldn't be able to see anything in there. And that's what makes these extra dangerous. Do not go try to see and chase the tornado, folks. I say this to third graders when I go talk to them at school talks. Please don't. Because these can even get the professionals because they are so difficult to see. So right in here is the tornado. The city of Crescent, if not just to the east, it's there. It's happening, and it looks like it could roll right up Old Lincoln Highway and impact the Honey Creek area as well. So the classic debris signature. correct? Did it jog just east of Crescent?
Just east.
But still.
It was moving due north, and then it jogged just east. But it's, I mean, Crescent, the community is all in this area, so it's just on the very east side of Crescent right now.
There's a subdivision here, a lot of houses built up on the hill. But then there's a lot of people that probably live up in Crescent, up the hill. This is likely going to have, this is telling us that it hit something,
yeah,
folks.
this is a very, very strong indication of debris and possibly large debris in the air. And if we go back to the wind speeds, you can still see right here where those greens and the reds come together in that orange. That is some very, very intense winds. So let me see if we can, so, you know, roughly 110, 120 mile per hour winds, the wind shear, and possibly even stronger than that. There you go, 74.
So this is the gate, we call it gate-to-gate shear. The winds are going opposite directions, causing this spin, and this tells us that it hit something, and this is the radar telling us there's debris lofted in the air, and likely from this tornado as it impacted the area.
That's, you know, tree branches, leaves, perhaps parts of buildings, things like that, unfortunately. Do you want to mention that the sirens have been still going off in Omaha, but Douglas County, the storm is out of Douglas County at this point. It's out of Omaha.
We almost need to start saying which places are in the clear, because we got more storms back here that are forming, but they're going to be in an atmosphere that's tapped out quite a bit, and they shouldn't be able to rotate. Emily, you got a lead on anything? I've been
kind of bouncing around, trying to keep an eye on the rotation that we're seeing with all of these. Still have not managed to see any sort of debris showing up with that storm that's moving into southern Pottawatomie County. Still a really clear picture, though, of that rotation here. That's just down to the southwest of Trainer. Still very clear rotation, but no debris showing up. And this is really, aside from the storm just off to the north near Crescent that we're tracking, the clearest sign of any rotation that we're seeing out there. So these two storms,
hey, Emily,
I would say the ones to watch.
The
David?
latest radar scan does show a debris signature now just to the northwest of Mineola, southwest of Trainer.
Okay, so let's pop that up. And there, you can see it now. That's showing up right here. So there's that debris signature, likely then a tornado on the ground. So this is still traveling northeast. We saw that clear rotation. Now this means that it has hit something as of the latest scan, picking up some of that debris, tossing that into the air. So we're going to be watching this one closely. Zooming in on it, this is coming close to, it looks like, Highway 92. And traveling northeast, so off of Pioneer Trail right now, heading north. So that's gonna likely pass just out to the west of Trainer, heading north toward Highway 92 and eventually Highway 6.
All right. So you were talking about that debris signature. Sorry there.
Yeah, so we did just get a train spotter report a tornado there right on the Pottawatomie and Mills County line. So that would be right before that debris signature showed up. So,
right,
yeah, we have two tornadoes on the ground right now simultaneously in, I guess that's in Pottawatomie County.
Yeah, moving into Harrison with one of them. So this should thread the needle between Trainer and McClellan. It looks like crossing Highway 92 and eventually Highway 6. So anybody between Council Bluffs and Trainer, don't go try to see this one, because there's the tornado and there's the radar. It is wrapped in rain. It's in there somewhere. You are not going to be able to find it. So do not try to go see these, please. They are going to be moving through. They're going to be destroying things, and they will be very, very tough to discern. It's just going to look like a big wall of rain coming at you. So you can really see this when you zoom out. There's one, there's two, and they're moving northeast right now.
Just a heads up for anybody in Papillion, it looks like we have a storm now capable of producing some quarter-sized hail here in Papillion. So even though we're kind of lowering the tornado threat on the Nebraska side, we may still have some hail coming out of these thunderstorms.
Okay, so it is quite a night. I mean, as far as damage, I don't even know where to tell people to go with a lot of these. There is a lot going on here. And I don't want to forget about this one up here. It is going up into southern Monona County right now, and there has been a pretty good rotation on this one. But it does look like it may have weakened a little bit. That could be a result of the elevation in the scan. The radar beam basically gets a little higher up, a little farther out. And so if it's there, it's going to be near the Moorhead area and tracking to the northeast. So let me see if I can put... So that is a radar, observed tornado on that one with the latest up through the Moorhead area. So that's another one we need to keep a very close eye on as it gets in the northern fringes of our viewing area. But if it's going to be there, it's right here, folks, moving through Moorhead. So again, if we name a town, you need to be in your basement. There's no other way to put it because of how fast these are going, how fast they're developing, and how quickly they are impacting people and trying to produce these tornadoes. So the biggest one right now is likely, here, I don't know if my battery died. Nope, okay, I'm still good. So let's see what we got here. Yep, there it is, northeast of Crescent right now. So this would be, do you know the triangle here that I-80, 880, and 29 forms? Right in here, it's smack dab in the middle, and it's moving northeast. So right in here is the small little village of Beebeetown. Right there, you're next in line with this one. It should cross 880, go right up road L34. Again, you're gonna know some of these roads differently as some of the locals. We're just going off what the map's here. Again, we always tell you, know where you live on a map. It'll help you. It could even save your life someday because these things are happening fast and you gotta know where you're at in relation to the tornado.
It looks like we do have a better debris signature coming in from that tornado just out to the west of Trainer. That's much more intense than it was on the last radar scan, and on its current path, it does look like it would be headed right toward McClelland. So do want to give you that heads up now. If you aren't already in your basement, that's where you want to go with this storm. This is traveling north, holding together well. We've started to see that debris signature strengthen just a little bit as well. Here's a look at that thunderstorm, and on its current track, as we kind of play it out, you can see traveling right off to the north there. So pausing that and picking up our wind speeds. You can see really bright indicator right here where we do have that potential rotation, obviously rotation, and also the debris signature coming from that. That's really the most concerning part. Looks like the debris signature is now north of Highway 92, headed up toward Highway 6 and Emerald Avenue, McPherson Avenue. And will continue to travel north, potentially impacting, it looks like 270th Street there before it heads up toward McClelland. So get into your safe place, make sure you're in your basement as these storms are moving in. This is a debris signature clearly showing up. That means a tornado is on the ground. Also have been monitoring chat, and there have been a few reports that people have seen this tornado touch down.
All right, let's go to the one to the north. Thanks, Emily. Keep an eye on that one. Now the latest, really funky wind reading. I'm not sure what happened there, some bad data, but there is the debris signature of the latest scan here. It's east of Honey Creek. This is going to be going through some very hilly country, and you may not be able to see it come up over the hill as it's moving north. So anybody that you may know that be traveling on I-880 and up to the town of Beebeetown, as this goes north, this is where it's headed, folks. Beebeetown is next in line, probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So you'd be next. Anybody near and around Beebeetown? I don't think that's an actual town that gets mail via address. It's probably Missouri Valley or Neola, but Beebeetown is the next in line. David, what do you got?
So this signature has been very consistent, and there the wind speeds have kind of corrected themselves, but this has been very, very consistent since it developed over Epley. We're still seeing that wind shear of 150 to near 200 miles an hour, so it's likely here just east of Honey Creek that there's still a pretty large tornado on the ground.
All right, so this is what, now we're in the Pottawatomie County side of things. I don't think I've ever seen, I definitely haven't been on air when a tornado's taken out a camera before. That is that's a new one.
I don't think I've ever seen two tornadoes simultaneously in the same county like that.
And look at, keep an eye on this one here in Monona County too. That one's spinning. We got up here near Norfolk.
That just was issued.
Just issued. Let's see the latest on that. Yeah, there's a little
broad
bit.
rotation there, right on top of Norfolk, unfortunately.
So there you go. Just, yeah, near, right over Norfolk. Clear sign there.
That is back in the cooler air, so may have a harder time developing, but something we'll keep an eye on there.
You remember me talking this morning on Daybreak? Oh, let's show you right here. There's the arc. We talked about these, and it goes this way. We are not done yet. Looks like it's going to last into the 7 o'clock hour. I thought these would move a little faster. That has not been the case. What about down here near Falls City? Probably need to pay close attention to that one, too.
So that appears to be a radar-confirmed tornado.
There's a debris signature on that one, north of Falls City.
Yeah.
Right on 73. This is going to cross to the northeast and cross the Missouri River, head towards Corning, Missouri. So this right here is Richardson County, Nebraska. They are in our viewing area. We do not want to forget them, north of Falls City. Let's play this here and see. Yeah, it looks like that might be it right there. Could have developed in the last couple of frames. I'm not sure. That could, you get very far away from the radar here, and it's tough to determine what's, the radar beam gets very, very high in the sky. So let's go back here. It looks like we're getting a good rotation in southern Monona County. We're getting still great classic signature south of Beebeetown with this one. And then down here, McClellan's about to get it too. McClellan, Underwood, Neola, right up I-80.
And then this is a report coming in from Pottawatomie County, reports of a funnel at 350th and Lombardy. So continuing to just track what we are looking at on radar here with the debris signatures, that continued threat for tornado on the ground.
So yeah.
We, just a side note here. For downtown Omaha, we could have some inch to inch and a half hail coming in. We don't have a severe thunderstorm warning on that, likely because we are very busy with all the tornado warnings, but radar indicating inch to inch and a half hail right now in Papillion, La Vista, and that's going to come up into Midtown and downtown Omaha.
So there you go. That's the storm, La Vista. There's 84th Street there, and it's going to go south Omaha, take the track that the tornado almost did, at least the tornado-producing storm. So it'll go over the zoo. It'll likely come downtown Omaha as well with some large hailstones. Good eye on that one. There is an impressive hail core with that one on the last frame. Right there, right in the east edge of Papillion, where the line blurs between Papillion and Bellevue. It's going to cross Harrison Street and go up into Douglas County right now. So let's go. Emily, you want to do a little radar tour on the Iowa side here and update on those two tornadoes if you got any debris signature over there?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. And I would say certainly on the Iowa side, this is really where our tornado threat exists for the rest of the night overall. Most of what's happening out in eastern Nebraska no longer going to be supportive of tornado development. But it's mainly these three warnings here that we want to keep a close eye on, this kind of cluster that we're tracking right here, and where we do have some of those confirmed tornadoes due to the debris signatures. So let's zoom in on this and pull up our debris detection. You can see likely a debris signature here, and then again just south of McClellan, and these just continuing on their track off to the north. So as we take a live look at our radar picture, these have been traveling north. I believe the one near McClellan, Rusty, would you say that was 40 miles per hour?
Yeah, I think most of these are going to be sitting in that 30 to 40 mile per hour range.
It sounds like we have tornado video out near Neola. So here's a look at that. This is our storm chaser.
Is that live?
It is live.
So that's probably looking to the west of Neola, looking west of Neola. So that is the storm that's about to cross 880 northeast of Crescent.
Okay.
I want to say too, I don't know, you don't need to come to me, but Soldier, Iowa, basement now, confirmed tornado, at least debris signature anyway, heading that direction very shortly, if not on top of you right now. Soldier, Iowa. All right, so we're looking at that here. You said that was the Neola, looking west of Neola?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be the one that's just going to cross 880, and that's going to head towards Beebeetown. So Neola is okay from that one, but Neola, you need to watch south for the next one coming for you possibly in the next 10 to 15 minutes. But
yeah, I'm working on timing that out right now.
Let me know when you got it, and we'll see if we can. I think 35 would probably be a good average, I guess.
35, you say? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll adjust that.
Ballpark. And so yeah, Beebeetown and Soldier, two places in your basement right now. There are 3 tornado-producing storms at the moment. 3.
All right, so we have timed this out for the possible arrival time with that storm, the tornado that we've been tracking out near McClellan. So Underwood, that's going to be 532, Neola 540. So that's on its way off to mainly the north. It's looking like it has more of a northern track. Around Persea 555, and it's just going to continue north toward Woodbine 612. So I would say the main spots to be concerned with Underwood and Neola, as that's within the next several minutes. So it's 5:24 right now, and you have about a 15-minute heads up or so with that into Neola. So at this point, that's the track of that with the debris detection going off of where the radar is seeing that right now.
Jade, Iowa DOT cams, is there anything on 880? It's near Beebeetown. There might be one cam, but it's right on the exit to Beebeetown is where this tornado would be right now. I doubt there's a camera there.
There's nothing in between 29 and 80.
All right. Well, all right. So we're going to use the radar then and guide you through this. Here's what we got. There's the tornado. There's Beebeetown. I keep saying 5 to 10 minutes. These pick up speed, slow down a little bit. On average, they're moving about 35 miles per hour. Here's what we got. There is the tornado with the debris signature. Well, that didn't work well. We look at the winds, and that is a tight rotation right there. This is it, folks. The town of Beebeetown is next. Little village. I know there's a very popular bar there, restaurant. I can't think of the name of it. Everybody road trips there. If you know anybody that's there in Beebeetown, tell them to get somewhere safe. Hopefully they have a basement. Maybe there's a freezer. Somewhere they can get in that's secure. But that brand new, they just reissued the tornado warning right now. So let's look here.
And that debris signature just increased as it crossed I-80.
So
880.
There you go.
So right there.
That's more well defined.
So that's right on the Potawatomi-Harrison County line.
It is picking up debris and moving right over top the interstate. So that is causing big problems now. Beebeetown, southern Harrison County, anywhere north of Beebeetown, you're next. What this likely is, could be a little hail, but this right here is likely the debris that's picked up, and then the upper level winds are saying, there goes the debris. That's it right there. That's all the stuff that's flying through the tornado and flying up through the cloud. So that's what we're looking at. A little wider view. There could be some hail up in there too. That's likely some hail north of Beebeetown. So let's look at the next towns that be in line for this one. Looks like we'll put Logan. Let's go between Logan and Persia. I don't think there's any. There might be a small village in here, maybe a township. Hard scratch. All right, we'll go with that. But you can see there's small areas in here between Logan, Beebeetown, Persia. That area right there, that's where the tornado's going, and you need to be in your safe place right now. Again, I name towns. If you hear your name, you need to be in your safe spot. And that is, hopefully the situation has become pretty clear on what we're dealing with right now.
And we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning that's out for the metro. 1.5 inch hail concern. We were talking about this before they issued it. Obviously, there's a lot going on today. So that with a tornado threat out across now western Iowa, this almost kind of takes a little bit of a back burner to this. But the hail, there's the core down here. It looks like this is still a little ways behind. But just taking a look at the radar picture where we have that kind of strengthening right over, it looks like the downtown Omaha metro. This traveling out to the north, 1.5 inch hail threat. All of these thunderstorms are going to bring in a pretty large hail threat. It's going to be a concern with anything that's also developing a little bit more out to the west as well. Could see some hail producing thunderstorms. That main tornado threat though, and that's what we've been so concerned with through the day, that's continuing to push out over western Iowa, especially with this cluster of storms here just out to the northeast of the metro. So that severe thunderstorm warning just been issued, moving pretty fast, 50 miles per hour on this severe thunderstorm warning here. So it should be out of Omaha shortly. And it doesn't look like we have anything super new on that one, but we are getting reports. Rusty, if you want to go over to that storm near Underwood, reports of tornado touchdown there.
Okay, let's do that.
We are getting a little bit of hail here in Midtown, just checked.
Okay. You said Underwood?
Yeah, getting reports of a tornado touchdown east of Underwood.
All right, let's look at this one then. Zoom in a little closer here.
I believe we
There's
have
Underwood.
a storm chaser video near Underwood right now.
Oh, that's it right there, right?
Yeah, that looks like it.
It's got to be it right there.
That might be hail. That might be hail.
Yeah, that's off the, you're right, that is off the, oh, that, maybe we
the signature is not as well defined as it was a short time ago, Rusty, but the rotation is still there. And if we can take that storm chaser, if he's still there.
Yeah,
I think it was Chris Hall.
Yeah,
this is I-29.
Okay.
Or this is probably I-80, actually. Looks like some hail bouncing off his car, so he might be behind it now. He did have a good view of the lowering, and it looked like there was a tornado for a short time, but I cannot see that right now. So.
Is this the one you were talking about, Sophia, when I was there?
Yeah. I believe that is going to be that storm near Underwood. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have a good view of that right now, so we can go ahead and come back to Rusty.
Yeah, let's, that's pretty classic right here, folks, BB Town. Somebody texted me, Twisted Tail, that's the place. Center of town, looks like that one's going right through town, folks. Anybody in the BB Town area, there's your debris signature. It might have already went through town. It's there, not as clearly defined, but it would be zipping off towards the north. That is, at least it weakened a little bit on the latest scan, but it likely went right through town, if not just to the east. So there you go, southern parts of Potawatomi. This is gonna go now between Logan and Persia with some really defined rotation. You got this one south of Neola that could have impacted the Underwood area. You're gonna be looking east of I-80 for that tornado, if not crossing I-80 heading up towards Neola right now. So there you go, Underwood, if it's there, it's gonna be right in here.
Yeah, it's really, really broad rotation. It looks like it's weakened quite a bit, Rusty. So what we're looking at is kind of, we have this very strong inflow and then a little bit of outflow out of the storm, and there may be some rotation right in here, but it's not nearly as strong nor as pronounced as it was a short time ago. So
probably need those to pick up a little bit to see that.
Something could still be going on right in here, but we're not seeing those really, really bright greens and reds that we were earlier. We have those bright greens, but we don't have the bright reds, so the rotation's not quite as... It's more of like a shear line there at that point, Rusty.
What do we got down here?
We do have tornado warnings that continue for southeastern Richardson County, and this is actually coming up out of the Hiawatha area in Kansas.
I do want to pop up north real quick. This is out in Soldier, Iowa, so into Monona County.
Ooh, good find.
Likely a strong tornado on the ground is what the National Weather Service is saying. And you can see some pretty clear rotation right here. So this, again, still an active tornado warning. We don't want to forget about that. We haven't seen any reports yet, but likely a strong tornado is the wording that the National Weather Service has used. And we are still very concerned with this storm as well. So taking a look at that tornado warning, that's going to run considerable damage threat. You can see that rotation now moving just off to the north of town. However, continuing to the north, running until 6 o'clock tonight, also dealing with the threat for 1.5 inches hail with that thunderstorm. So very clear rotation, picking up on the debris. Nothing jumps out.
It just diminished, Emily. There was a pretty good debris signature right over Soldier.
Okay.
So it was on the ground here at least in the last few minutes.
So maybe not on the ground anymore, but was just a little bit ago. Still some very clear rotation, however. So when we were looking at this picture here, that shows that even if it's not on the ground right now, we're not picking up on a current debris signature, we could see a touchdown once again and continue to bring in the threat for damage to the area. So we do want to touch on this. It's moving just out to the north of town now, continuing northeast, so moving out of Soldier, and that's going to likely stay on its current track between Mapleton and Charter Oak at the moment.
The conversation you guys had is a good indication of what's happening here. It's there and it's not. Every other scan, sometimes we see good signature, then it weakens. These are going back and forth. David, what do you got?
The debris signature on all three storms in the last scans have essentially disappeared.
Okay, that's great. We have, you can still see this little appendage, a hook right here. This is moving into the Neola area. But like David said, at least the rotation is backed off a little bit on all of these. Still though, Neola, you're under a tornado warning. Like I said, if I say your town, you saw how quickly these have you maybe weakened a little bit. They could come right back and produce a tornado very quickly for the Neola area.
I believe, control room, on Web 3, we have the Iowa DOT camera at I-80 and 880. They're just north of Neola. If we are able to pull that up,
that would be
it might not be showing us a lot right now, but it would be good to just check in on that. So we're working on that. But that would be the storm that right there where that hook echo is. The rotation not as strong as it was, but it's still there, Rusty. So definitely still a concern for Neola. Neola, of course, suffered the tornado back in 2021, the December tornado.
Correct.
Yeah. So. Okay, we got the Iowa DOT camera. It's tough to make out a lot there, Rusty, but perhaps you can kind of see the edge of a lowering in the middle of the screen. Certainly the rain's coming down pretty heavily.
What direction
it says it's pointing
looking
south, so perhaps that is I-80 going toward the middle, and 880 would be going off to the right.
That would make sense. So that's 880, that truck that just went, that's going 880 or I-80 towards Council Bluffs.
Oh,
yep,
did they just move? There's the lowering.
Find it, yeah. So that's approaching Neola. That is enough that you need to be in your basement in the Neola area. There's probably a lot of people that aren't even messing around with it, given what they had several years ago. In your basement right now, we continue to see this kind of waffle back and forth, tornado to maybe no tornado. It's right here likely. So, and that camera we were showing you is right up here. So it's going to be looking down through all of this hail and rain, and it's going to be very tough to see this right here. So you get another scan, maybe not quite as great. But the wind's going that way, wind's going towards the radar at 68 miles per hour. At the very least, there's thunderstorm winds that are going to be an issue with this one.
That rotation is picking back up, Rusty.
Okay.
The rotation up in Harrison County has diminished significantly, to the point that the warning may be allowed to expire, but the rotation there in northern Potawatomi approaching Neola is increasing again.
What about this little hail core here we got passing over the airport? This is an area that just had a tornado go through near the Crescent area, and now another hail core here producing likely
perhaps an inch to an inch and a half.
Okay.
The radar is not really giving us a good representation, but yeah, right into Crescent, inch to inch and a half.
Lags a bit. So the last tornado went right through here. Well, no, actually, let me clear that off here. Last tornado went right up through here, and now you're getting this storm that's right over top this area. Everybody's out assessing damage, and now you got this with likely 1 inch plus diameter hail coming right over the area as these people are trying to figure out what just happened. And that's what we have here with round after round moving on through. So that's part of a severe thunderstorm warning that goes through 6:15, and you can see 1.5 inch diameter hail estimated out of that as it's moving.
That's moving at 50 miles per hour.
50 miles per hour. All right. Thanks for that, Emily. Wow. So these, maybe the back edge ones are picking up a little steam?
Yeah, that's what they had on the initial warning text was 50 mile per hour speed.
Oof. All right. So we have no clear debris signature on the Neola one. It's trying. There you go. The wind's going away. You got winds coming towards. Right in here is going to be your rotation. Can we go back to that DOT cam, the Iowa DOT one, and see if we can look at that? Maybe we can see get a better view, because the camera would be right up here looking to the south. And we'll see what we can do here with that. Appreciate everybody in the back there. I know we're saying a lot of things here, but it's only because there's a lot of things happening. So we're seeing... How long do we got some of these warnings here?
Looks like Chris Hall is out at Neola, Iowa.
Okay.
Let's take his video, actually.
We could do, yeah, if DOT or Chris Hall video. Go for that one. I don't know what they've been working on, but.
That is
Chris
not
Hall?
the one that I was looking at.
There you go. Okay.
So
we can hang on this for a
as we kind of break out of those trees, there's a little something in the distance. It's hard to say what that is. It might just be clouds and shadows, but.
So you can look off towards the right here.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's got a passenger.
While we're watching this, Rusty, the tornado warning for Richardson County, so southeast Nebraska, has been allowed to expire.
Okay.
There's still a tornado warning in Brown County, Kansas, that could clip southeastern Richardson County, so they're continuing far southeast. The very, very far southeast corner of Richardson County remains in a tornado warning at this point.
And that would be, yeah, just outside of Falls City, this little sliver right here for this storm.
Yeah.
So Mountain City, Missouri, possibly, south of Rockport. So.
Yeah. But the other warnings there in Richardson County have been allowed to expire. Falls City is no longer in a tornado warning.
Allowed to expire would be a great phrase to have on a lot of these here. Let's see what we can. It looks like they just extended that.
Yep.
The tornado warning in Neola, now Harlan's in that one. If you want to put a track on that, Emily, based on the speed, if you can.
Yeah, let me see what speed that's going.
Yeah, so the warning goes through 645 now for Shelby County and parts of Harrison County. It's the far southeastern corner of Harrison, possibly up to 2-inch diameter hail, and it's from this right here that's going to be making a beeline for the Harlan area as we go through. So the moisture keeps feeding these storms from the north. They're trying to move into a little more of a stable environment, but I told you, it didn't matter that it was drizzling this morning. That made no difference whatsoever. The air that feeds these was drug in by the storm system, and now it's continuing to cause these things to rotate as they move off towards the northeast. So you can see here, it's 645, observed tornado, they say with that one. So must have been sighted again to the east. Oh,
I was thinking I saw that in the chaser camera and then got back on the road and started driving, so I'm not sure.
Right there.
But tracking this out, we do have the timing on this one. 5:40 into Minden, 5:49 Shelby, and 6:05 into Harlan. This is moving at 40 miles per hour off to the northeast. So in this polygon here, if you are within this warning, you need to get into your basement if possible. Seek shelter as this moves through. We are seeing some really clear signs of a tornado looking on radar and potentially has been sighted as well. We have that white shading on the box indicating that it has been a confirmed tornado. So make sure you are seeking shelter. This is moving quickly. A lot of rain with this as well. We've been looking at our chaser video. I'm looking at that right now, and there is a ton of rain with this. So could inhibit your ability to see the tornado. You just want to seek shelter and wait this out as that continues to travel off to the northeast. Rusty.
All right, thank you very much, Emily. We either need to go to Chris Hall or we'd either need to go to the 880 cam. I'm getting
debris signatures popped back up over Minden. So
reports here, somebody working at Iowa DOT say they had a funnel for a little bit on the 880 cam that we had for Iowa DOT. So like David said, it would be moving up towards the Minden area, which is right here. It's going to roll right over town, folks. Minden, Iowa. There is a Minden, Nebraska, but that's not the case here. That's probably it, right there.
Yeah, and that just appeared in the last radar scan. So in the last 3 minutes, we've seen a tornado touchdown, do damage, and loft that debris into the air. So we have that debris signature that has come back there. So likely a tornado on the ground coming into Minden, Rusty.
Yeah, let's go Chris Hall on that one.
It looks like McKinney's also trying to get into that same area, so either one would be just as good at this point. Pretty rainy there.
Chris Hall is up. So high winds, it looks like right in his spot right there with the blinding rain. It's going to be hard for him to see much of anything I wonder if he's on I-80 perhaps right in the core of the storm, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hopefully the folks there on I-80 know that there's a tornado about to cross the interstate. Yeah. If you know anybody that might be on the interstate there, I-80 between Neola, Minden, Shelby, tell them to pull over. You don't want to drive through this. Don't get out of your car, or don't tell them to get out of their car.
Oh, there it is. He's got it.
There we go.
There.
He's got it on. So that is south of I-80 on Iowa South at the Minden exit. It is well defined on radar, and there it is.
That's a large tornado.
Yeah, please roll on this in the back if we can. I don't know. Does he have somebody with him? Hopefully he's not trying to drive and pull.
It looks like he doesn't, based off of that swinging and pulling back. I would think they would keep it off to the side if there was someone with him.
Kevin, if you can hear me talking, there's Iowa DOT is going to try to email us some video from the 880 camera. Look for an email from an Austin. That could be coming with some funnel video, but if we can get this. This is the detrimental part about chasing in Iowa, too, because of the hills. You see it, and then you don't. You see it, then you don't because of this. So he's trying to hold up a camera and drive. I wish he'd pull over and not, if he goes much farther, he might be right in the path of this thing. So yeah, Minden, Iowa, I-80. This is on the ground right now. It's going to cross I-80 between the towns of Yorkshire and Shelby. And that is a, yep, that is it just hit Minden. It likely just hit Minden, Iowa. The debris signature just went completely blue. So there's another town.
Yeah, the rotation, the debris signature, everything's right on top of Minden, and that debris, the debris field just expanded. So it's picking up stuff, whether it's parts of buildings, whether it's stuff from fields or trees, but it's picking up a lot of debris right now. So we clearly have a very large tornado emergency has just been declared. Let me see here. This is a tornado emergency for northern Pottawatomie County.
That would be that
for Minden. Unfortunately, Minden is being hit by this tornado right now. But this is going to be moving toward Shelby in southwestern Shelby County, crossing I-80. So tornado emergency now in place for this storm.
I do have the timing pulled up for these cities, updated now that we know exactly where this is. Let's pop up the Weather Center here. So into Shelby, this is the next city right in its path. 5:51, so this is within the next 5 minutes or so. Around Harlan, estimated time just before 6:10, and then 6:15 around Earling. So this is just moving out to the northeast pretty quickly, 40 miles per hour, impacting Minden now. We saw that debris signature really light up over town. So this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. If you aren't already seeking shelter in Shelby, you should be. Harlan, I would get into your basement as well. Really anyone in the path of this storm, just wait this out until it either weakens or passes through your area. This has not been showing signs of weakening. In fact, it looks pretty strong on radar right now. Let's see if we can still pick up on that debris signature, and it sure looks like we can. Here it is. Right there, and we are tracking that as it moves just off to the north. So getting ready to cross over I-80 here, and Persia pretty close to it as well, likely going to stay just down to the southeast of it.
Chris Hall just made the turn from the northeast angled 80 to eastern 80, right just past Neola. So he's now heading eastbound on I-80, just past the intersection with 880. And there's quite a bit of traffic here on the interstate, and this tornado is about to cross the interstate. So
let's just go ahead. Can we take Chris? Yep, there we go. Sorry.
So yeah, you can see quite a bit of traffic there on the interstate, and there's the tornado. There's the tornado. The camera's going to pan. The tornado's right there, right on the right side of the screen.
There we go.
I can only assume this is about this particular tornado. Estimated a third mile at base.
That is a very large tornado. So yeah, that is
look at everybody
quarter, half mile wide tornado right there.
So he's about 1 mile east of Minden, as you can see right now. That is live south of I-80. It just went through the town of Minden.
That is a massive tornado, Rusty. Wow, that is huge. So this is doing significant damage to the area there, just north of Minden. We're looking here I-80 eastbound, just east of the 880 interchange, heading eastbound. So this is probably a half mile south of I-80 at this point, if that.
It's going to be right where Harrison, Shelby, and Pottawatomie County come into view. Or come
it's
together.
Looking like it's pretty close to Shelby at this point, based off of the debris signature.
Let's see.
And
oh yeah, that's going to be, if not just west.
It's a multi-vortex tornado is what they're thinking.
Is that, look at that. Is that, can you see that?
I'm zoomed in on this. Let's pop up one of our monitors.
Is that what this is right here? 1, 2, 3?
It may be 2 is what they're thinking. As tornadoes split into 2 is what they were saying.
There may be what would be called a satellite tornado on part of it. It's difficult to tell. But it's clearly a very, very, very large tornado.
Let's go back to the video. Go ahead.
The rotation signature, Rusty, would suggest 2 tornadoes.
Yep. Okay. The video is better than what we're doing.
Yeah, let's show the
Let's
video.
go back. Shelby, Iowa, between Shelby and Minden. Shelby and Minden. Basement right now. This has moved through Minden. It likely took a direct hit, and now we're watching this go to the Shelby, Iowa.
Yeah, it's right over I-80 now, and it looks like it is pulling a little bit to the east, which would be
So there's
towards Shelby.
exit 29.
You can see
Yeah,
the vortices
exit
in
29 is going by here in just a second.
He's going to run into so much traffic there. Okay, let's just hang on this, guys.
So it's going to cross I-80 just east of exit 29.
Okay, so this should stay just west of Shelby, but don't bank on that. This, if you're in Shelby, basement now, if you get your mail Shelby, let's go up towards Tennant. I'm just going to start rattling towns here if we know as we watch this. Shelby to Tennant right now. There is a large tornado on the ground just to the west of Road M16. It's crossing I-80 right now on your camera, on your TV, and it's moving north. It's going to clip the very southeast corner of Harrison County, and sometimes it's best to just let the picture do the talking here. The video, that is crossing I-80 as we speak, south of Shelby, Iowa. Live tornado. You can see it, the smart move there. Everybody pulled off. Everybody knows what they're looking at. And you can see likely some vortices in there spinning around.
Yeah, so there we go, crossing I-80.
Boy, I hope
Hopefully everybody's pulled over before this crosses the interstate.
Wow. It's been a day, folks.
Can we pull the banner down real quickly just so we can see what's going on underneath there?
Yeah.
There you go.
Cars pulled over. Yep, there it is, just crossing the road right now. Lifting north. So, we're waiting on a radar scan here. Again, we're going to keep the video. Shelby, Iowa might just get clipped by this. It looks like just west of town, but it's too close for comfort.
It looks like the debris signature came closer to Shelby as of the latest scan.
It's likely that debris signature has gotten very large, so it's likely lofting debris well out ahead of the storm. So,
yeah, there you go. I just saw another tornado warning pop up. Are they just extending these? It looks like that's the
I believe
case.
so.
Okay, just making sure. Oh, that was down here east of Shenandoah. We need to, here, keep the camera there. I'm going to see if this could be a Clarinda problem here. Hold on one second. Every one of these is rotating, so we got to pay attention to every single one of these.
Yeah, there's some broad rotation near Blanchard, College Springs, southwest of Clarinda.
Okay, well, let's watch this one. We'll watch this right now. Clarinda and College Springs, take this seriously. There you go. I just named 2 more towns. You need to be in your basement. Don't mess around. Every one of these is spinning. Every one of them is making a tornado.
Yeah, estimated time frame, going back to the active tornado that we're tracking, just crossing I-80, estimated to be near Tennant in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and into Harlan, if it does veer that far out to the east, 608. I would say Earling is probably more in its path, 616.
Okay. All right,
Let's see if Chris is maybe trying to swing the camera.
Yeah, there's no roads that go north right now, unless he can get through Shelby.
Yeah,
he's got to play.
If he doesn't swing that camera, there we go. He's going to get it around. There's the damage. The funnel isn't as well defined, but you can still see the circulations is on the ground there, Rusty.
Well, let's say Tennant and Portsmouth. Those 2 towns, and I just named 2 more there. We'll see if this circulation holds, but this is serious enough that Tennant and Portsmouth and points in between, you need to be in your basement. Hang there for 45 minutes. And just let this one go through. So much happening. It looks like the wind signatures kind of messed up a little bit. But there it is right there. Likely in here somewhere.
If we can flip the Storm Chaser feed to Freddie McKinney. Looks like he has a tornado right now.
Right near Shelby?
They all say Shelby, so I believe it's the same storm.
Yeah.
So if we can flip the...
There it is.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, there you go. So
that
just formed. So we have a new tornado that just developed, I believe, with this same storm. So we saw that other very, very large tornado kind of wind down, and this just formed, so it's likely ahead of it.
So it cycled a little bit. Let's see here. So we got to wait on the next. See, this is why live video is important. It's a little ahead of the radar scan right there. Tough to tell. Looks like he's on a gravel road.
Yeah.
Probably in southern, this would be southern Shelby County.
Most likely.
And it's lifting north. So he's going east. This is going right to left north right now through southern Shelby.
You can see it's clearly picking up some debris there.
Yeah.
But
is this, let's see here. Nope, we're waiting on a scan here.
Looks like we just lost the signal, maybe.
Again, there's some
Kind of a rural area, so
poor
that's kind of to be
cell service out
expected.
there.
But yeah, we just saw that tornado develop, so it's definitely still cycling, so that threat continues.
Yep, this is it right here. Zoom in a little closer. Here we got Tenet to Portsmouth right now. It'd be running right up, if not parallel, to Road M16 up towards Tenet and Portsmouth right now.
Let's go back to
Video.
Chris Hall.
Oh, does he got up?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is still Freddie.
Is
Let's
it
do
behind the
Chris
trees?
Hall.
And a moment ago, there was
Oh, there
actually
it is.
debris. There you can see damage from the tornado that just moved through. And it looks like...
From what I'm seeing, it looks like Chris Hall has a good video of tornado possibly on the ground, maybe closer to this.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Can we bounce back and forth?
There's a
between
tornado
two?
right there.
Yeah, okay,
right
there
on the
it
right
is.
side of the screen.
Yep. So it keeps going.
That's
It's-
one vortex. It's kind of all rotating around a center rotation point.
Yeah, so this may be trying to produce 2 or 3 at the same time.
Look at all the damage there on the side of the screen.
Yep.
So this just caused a lot of damage right there. Difficult to see because of those trees. Looks like he's out of the damage path now.
He's trying to get a little
But
farther. Looks like it
not on
lifted,
the
but-
ground now. So, but you saw how quickly that
Yep.
funnel developed. So this is still rotating strongly. We still have some pretty strong rotation there.
All right, so let's take it here. So it looks like it's north of Shelby right now, moving north through the Tenet area. It's going to go between Portsmouth and Harlan right now, the way it's looking. So the track of this would go here. Keep an eye on those feeds of Hall and McKinney and see if they got anything. So there's Harlan, there's Portsmouth. Right now, it would cross Highway 44 between the two. So if you're between either of those two towns, Harlan is a pretty big city. That's where it's going next. You mentioned Erling, Emily. That
Yeah.
would be up here next as well. So you can kind of see the path that we're doing here. Right up here, somewhere in between. It's going to wobble a little bit, cross 44, and head up towards Erling, between Portsmouth and Harlan as of right now. Anybody moving around on other points? I don't want to forget anything else. This is probably the dominant one.
It really looks like this is the most concerning one at the moment.
Let's
Keeping an eye on that storm down there in southwest of Clarinda. The rotation is there. It's not very strong. I would say at this point it's mostly a heavy rain and hail threat.
Okay, well, let's see.
But
We
it's-
can zoom in here
yeah.
a little bit and see. Yeah, there's some hail, possibly but we go over to the wind mode, and if it's going to be there, it's right in
on
here, College Springs,
right now.
heading north. So again, 2 towns there, broad rotation, but Clarinda to College Springs. You need to pay attention to this one, and probably be in your basement too. I think we can safely say that the metro's in the clear.
Yeah, at this point, it looks like the metro's in the clear. Pottawatomie County has been cleared of the tornado warning, so Pottawatomie County is now officially in the clear as well.
All right, so we'll just continue to track this one here. Anything new in the chat that reports on any of this?
Nothing new that we haven't already
Gotcha.
talked about. And then looking at the chaser video, there seems to be a lot of lowering, but no clear signs of a funnel or a tornado.
So it would be right over Tenet right now, if
Yeah.
it's there. It's going to be right there. There's Portsmouth. There's Harlan. Again, M16 is the road it's kind of hanging tight to. Broad rotation, but what'll happen is there could be a little rotation here, there could be a little rotation here, and they're just kind of spinning around each other, and it could form a larger tornado yet again with this area.
We do have a good view from McKinney. Let's take
Okay.
that. It looks like something's trying to form.
Yeah, it looks like it was just on the ground there for a second there, Emily.
Yeah.
So Freddie McKinney, perhaps another tornado trying to develop. Perhaps,
see that?
Yeah, on the ground.
Oh, there it is.
That could be on the ground now.
Yeah, struggling with the signal, but yeah, that is a tornado on the ground. So that is going to be, I guess, coming into Tenet right now. Looks like they're struggling with the signal quality just a little bit, but there was some dust up in the air for a moment. Now it's difficult to say if it's on the ground for sure, but I would say we have another tornado on the ground now with this storm right near Tenet. Some obvious rotation in that wall cloud. This is kind of a rural area, so he's struggling with the video feed just a little bit. But when it comes back, there, well, you can kind of see it from time to time in the middle of your screen. There is that funnel and likely tornado that has redeveloped. Now there's a hill in the way.
Yeah, and we're getting really poor cell signal here in this part, and the hills don't help out much. Who knows what his carrier is, but yeah, the signal is going to come in and out. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like
bad.
a tornado on the ground.
That's Tenet.
Yeah, that'll be right in Tenet.
So there's another town. There it goes.
Yeah, we can see the debris signature really well over Tenet as well at this moment.
It's kind of readjusting here real quickly. See what happens when he gets out of the trees. All right, so there's a hill in the way, but there's still an obvious lowering right there, and there's a lot of motion. That's
a wedge
He's
tornado.
very, very close to that. That is a large tornado.
Wow.
That is a large tornado. You can really see the motion, that motion right there.
Hold on one second, Dave. Between Harlan and Portsmouth on Highway 44, anybody there on Highway 44 between the two cities, Harlan and Portsmouth right now, if you're not in your basement, get there now. You know what? Forget about the between the two. Portsmouth, Harlan, both cities, basement right now. This thing's wobbling. It's got multiple vortices at times. It's too difficult to predict exactly where this is going to go, and I don't want to thread the needle. It's right in between the two cities, and it is moving due north. Portsmouth, Erling, and Harlan. Basement, get there, have a way to watch what's going on. This is why we say fully charged cell phone, fully charged tablet, a way to watch and use your internet service, and hopefully be able to track this thing as it's moving in. It looks like it would be right here. Could be two little signatures. Could be, you know what? Let's go back. Did we lose the video again? So, okay. So anytime.
Go to McKinney, Freddie McKinney. It looks like I can see it. There we go.
Cool. So anytime you guys see the video, take it. Don't worry about what I'm saying. Just go with it. So we can see what's going on. So likely a large hail core over Portsmouth. This is now likely north of Tenet, and it's going to be between Portsmouth and Harlan. Anybody along Road M16 in Shelby County, excuse me, that is where you need to be in your basement. This is on and off tornado. So right there on the ground.
Estimating an arrival toward Panama and Erling in about 15 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, this continues to be a tornado emergency here for Tenet and Harlan.
So they declared it an emergency?
Yes.
Gotcha. So that's what they'll do, the emergency verbiage, when there's a confirmed large destructive tornado on the ground. And that's what we have right now. This is by far the one that's controlling the show here and winning out. Looks like,
we have a feed also from Riley Dibble of the same storm. So if we need to bounce back and forth, he actually has a pretty clear picture right now of that as well.
Yeah, we can switch to that. Go ahead,
It
guys.
might be higher resolution. So Riley Dibble's feed.
He's he's trying to catch up with it, it looks like here. But yeah, Tenet, boy, I do not like how close this is to, this might be getting to Harlan, folks. So we'll see. If we can switch sources here whenever you get a chance. Okay, cool. Come back here to the, come back and I'll show you where this thing's at. Here is the tornado right here. There's Tenet, there's Harlan, there's Portsmouth, and it is moving north-northeast. So it may thread the needle right between and cross Highway 44. If you're anywhere even remotely close to 44 and M16 road in Shelby County, you don't have much time. We're talking minutes, if not seconds, to get in your basement. That thing is big, and it's moving north. All right, let's go back to the video. Whoa, there we go. That is a live view of the tornado. I'm not sure if that's Freddie McKinney. Do you know which one that is, Emily?
That one is McKinney.
That's McKinney? Let's see what the water tower says there as he's moving in. That's got to be crossing Highway 44, right? It's got to be the road. Regional water, okay. So that would be Highway 44. Yeah, that's got to be west of Harlan right now is where that is, moving due north, right across the highway. If you're in Shelby County, you know where this is. And you can see multiple vortices again, spinning around one another. Looks like one dominant with maybe some what we call satellite vortices rotating around. Freddie trying to get close to this thing. Boy, storm chasers.
That is just a very, very large area rotation, and the radar picture is kind of messy with how large that is. So it's just a very, very wide area of rotation. So at any point in there could create a quick funnel outside of that main tornado, multi-vortex tornado, I guess we could say at this point.
Yeah, and look at all the debris it's kicking up, the dust. Wonder what that little bend in the road is right there we're looking at. Is that discernible on any maps? It looked like he just took a turn to the north.
Is he possibly on US 59? Looking westward?
Could be.
No.
Either or. This is going to go west.
Looking at the right window.
This is way too
If
close.
he's looking out the right window, he might be on M16.
That could be that little bend there on
Okay.
M16.
There's a little bend
Yeah, I
right,
see
down,
it.
right north of Tennant.
Yeah.
That could be it. All right.
That
so,
makes sense. That makes sense.
Good call, Emily. Let's see here. So we got, yep, that's going to, boy, Harlan. Wow. I don't know if there's any DOT cams up there in the Harlan area, but we got a lock on this one right now with our storm chaser. They aren't going to let this thing go. It's crossing Highway 44, a large debris signature. You can see it right there. It's picking up dust.
Dibble's feed is also really good. He's looking at the same storm, so we can take it.
Okay, come back to me. They got to come. They got to, yeah, take a different feed here and then go to that. So
I do have the timing for estimated arrival times.
Okay. Do you want to do you guys? Can we go over to Emily quick?
So into Earling, that would be right around 6:22. Westphalia, a little bit earlier than that, just before 6:15. And currently, that cone doesn't pick up on Harlan, but this is going to be at your doorstep any second now. It might just miss you, but it's coming very close. So make sure you are in your basement as this moves through. This is a big tornado. We have been keeping an eye on it. It's been touching down very frequently. This would likely cause quite a bit of damage if it moved through any populated area on its path, mainly north, a little bit of an easterly push to it. As it continues off to the north, could be into Defiance by about 6:28, but we're gonna watch out and see if that holds together. Currently, that's how it's all timing out, going off of this debris signature now. That's just off to the north of Tennant at the moment, continuing to move approximately 30 to 35 miles per hour is what it's looking like at the moment.
All right, thanks, Emily. Can we go to the video? Do you got one, David?
They have continued the tornado emergency for Harlan. So
Okay.
Tornado emergency for the city of Harlan.
That is, I mean, the signature's just west of town, but they aren't holding back here with this. This could easily impact the city and wiggle a little bit to the east right now. So there it is. There would be the rotation. It's just a garbled mess just on the west edge of Harlan right now. Do we have, who is it? Did you say Dibble?
It looks like his signal's down at the moment, but McKinney,
McKinney
looks good.
Yeah, it looks like he's on 44.
Okay.
I believe I just saw a sign that said Highway 44.
So this is McKinney.
Yeah, so he'd be looking east at it as it's crossing, I'd assume.
Yeah, so that
it's
would be
going west?
just west of Harlan.
Wow, look at all the little vortices in that thing. They're like horizontal. Stop. Wow, these chasers are getting close. That might have been a piece of sheet metal going through right there. So this is going, yeah, south to north. You can see little spins, vortices in this as it's just to the west of Harlan right now.
So that's about 1.5 miles west of Harlan on Highway 44.
All right, perfect. Thanks, David. So lining up perfect with what we see on radar, there might be a really good vortex right there touching down, trying to form again. And look at all the little ones going around it.
Yeah, a lot of little satellite vortices, little tornadoes.
Boy.
They are very, very close.
Yeah, they are not, yeah, no fear.
So Harlan probably just over that next hill there to the east, picking up a lot of dirt out of that field.
Probably the west edge and northwest edge of Harlan would be
Yeah.
where, like I said, we said basement 15, 20 minutes ago. Hopefully you're still there. He's going to encounter some damage. That looked like that
Yeah,
might
I
be
see
something.
damage up ahead of him.
Yeah, they might not be able to go through. So now you can see, that's just what we're dealing with here. It's just dust flying around with some small vortices. Eventually, it produces a slightly larger tornado and then goes back. There's some damage on the road right there. Trying to get through here so I can get a better view of it. as you look off towards the north, or towards the east.
So there's no clear funnel, but we still have a circulation and contact with the ground. As you can see, it's still kicking up dust and debris.
And National Weather Service is calling it an enormous multi-vortex tornado.
And now there's it looks like possibly another funnel kind of developing right on the east edge of that.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
They're probably watching our feed right now at the National Weather Service.
Well, that was an uprooted tree that just went by. Ooh, there's some damage, unfortunately. So clearly this is the damaging tornado. Still multiple vortices. There's no clear funnel, so you may not see what you would expect to see as a tornado approaching your location, but clearly it's still capable of producing some damage. And now it looks like they've kind of flipped the camera to the east as they try to get a better position here.
We can come back if you want to. I'm not quite sure where Harlan proper starts, but you can see here, there is the debris signature, and there's Harlan. So it went closer to Harlan than Portsmouth. And now, as Emily said, Westphalia, right up Highway 59. I think it's going to cross Highway 59 or at least stay parallel to it right north of Harlan the entire way if it's going to hold on. She mentioned Defiance, be it right there. Some of these towns, you know, pop in and out as you zoom in and out, so the map's not cluttered with names. But that's it right there. All right, let's go back to the live video. Oh, wow, that formed again. Here we go. So it's on the ground. It is north of Harlan likely, and it's going to run parallel to Highway 59. 59 in Shelby County, north of Harlan right now. Anybody a mile either side of Highway 59 needs to be in their basement. Let's put the town of Erling in there as well. This thing shows no signs of stopping. So that's what we're looking at here. We got the definite lowering. It's on the ground. It occasionally fizzles out, and you'll get to see some of the vortices. It picks up a little bit more. Maybe it hits something, and then you start to see more of a debris signature. All right, and that's what we look at right here. So there it is.
Looks like Chris Hall has a view from in Harlan. You can see the tornado just over the top of a gas station, so it's just outside the city limits of Harlan.
Okay, here we go. So these firefighters and emergency personnel, they go and take courses and learn how to spot these things so they know what they're looking at. Storm spotter training courses that the National Weather Service puts on.
It actually looks like they've blocked off the highway, so I'm not sure if he's going to get, but Chris Hall has, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So you can see that right now.
Estimated time for Westphalia in the next 5 minutes.
Okay. Probably a good idea to block off the highway with this one. Keep people out of harm's way. So talking about storm spotter training for these emergency personnel, I mean, this is pretty clear cut right there. You know what you're seeing.
Not to make us switch cameras again, but if you want to go back to Rusty real quickly and switch over to the Dibble camera shot, it looks like he has an excellent view. So if you can pull that up real quickly.
I'm going to keep. All right.
So I believe he's on Highway 59, and just to the north of, there you go, just to the north of Harlan. So he's looking northbound from Harlan.
Oh, he got north of Harlan. Wow.
Yeah. But there you go. It looks like it's about to cross Highway 59. But still a huge tornado on the ground, multiple vortices. We've been seeing this ongoing, Rusty.
While we have this on camera, leave it there, but enough rotation signature around Clarinda or just to the east. The city of Clarinda, let's just play it safe. You need to be in your basement right now, if not already. Clarinda. I don't see clear debris signature or a very tight rotation, but it's there and it's close. And you can see what these storms have been doing all day. So we continue to track here north on Highway 59.
So there's that tremendous motion, tremendous rotation. So this is going to cross the interstate, or sorry, the highway here momentarily.
This is when it gets kind of dangerous in the storm chasing world too. A lot of people trying to go fast and get to this thing. So this is what we have. This is pretty much the last one left. And it is not wanting to stop. The last tornado warning we have that's producing at the moment is up here near Harlan. I told you, we've been saying all week long, 2 to 6. 2 to 6 is the window for these. 6 o'clock now. 2 to 7, off by an hour. This is how fast these are moving through here, and this is what we're dealing with. It is quite a scenario that we've had planned, but this is north of Harlan right now. This is the last one that appears at the moment to be impacting things.
It looks like it's right over, at least the debris signature, Highway 59 and F32.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's how, in Iowa, a lot of the roads will start with Fs and Ls.
So it's hard to say if the entire lowering's on the ground, but right now, Rusty, it looks like it's at least a quarter, if not a half mile wide.
And this is, I mean, the whole circulation, has been that wide, whether it's there or not.
And there it is, approaching Highway 59 right now.
So it's crossing Highway 59.
Oh, we have a great picture of it from Chris Hall as well.
All right, come back to me if we can go to Chris Hall here. We'll show you exactly where the storm is. And there it is right there. It's crossing Highway 59, ballpark 3 miles north of Harlan, I'd say. All right, let's go to Chris.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 3 to 3.5 miles.
Okay, so hopefully those are experienced storm chasers and not people. Yeah, there it is, north of Highway 59 right now. Or north of Harlan, crossing Highway 59. Large tornado on the ground. And right now it looks like north of Harlan. So Westphalia and Kirkman. 2 towns. She mentioned Westphalia earlier. Kirkman, let's throw them in the mix as well. Basement, right now. This is going to be very close. It's going right up Highway 59. Even if you think you're safe in Kirkman, just all it takes is 10 minutes, folks. 10, 15 minutes. Hang out in your basement.
I'm hearing from someone out in Iowa, an early native. It looks like it's crossing 59 right by the Kirkman turnoff.
Gotcha. Okay, that would line up. Yep. Wow, radar spot on with that. So there you go. It's got a little bit of an easterly component too. So Kirkman, you're a little more in play. Westphalia, looks like you're okay. You probably missed you just to the east. So you're in the clear Harlan. You're in the clear Westphalia. Kirkman, you're next. Let's go Kirkman, Irwin, and Defiance. 3 towns. We've just been going. If you hear your town, go to your safe place. This is why we talk about it as much as we can. You need to know where it's at beforehand because sometimes you need to react very, very quickly in scenarios like this. So let's go Kirkman, Irwin, and Defiance right now.
It looks like it is moving a little bit more out to the east, so maybe trending a bit more toward Kirkman and Irwin.
So what are we looking at here? It would cross F24 west out of Irwin. Okay, so there it is right here. There's Linden Road. There's Kirkman. That's way too close for comfort. We'll put Defiance. And there's Irwin. We'll just say anybody in between. You need to be where it's lowest level of your house. If you don't have a basement, maybe some of the houses out here have storm cellars, storage cellars, canning cellars. Those places are great from back in the day, and you needed them for that sort of thing. They double as tornado shelters, and that's exactly what you can use them for if you think you can get there safely. Basement, maybe if you have windows in the basement, whatever wall has dirt on the other side of it, that's a good wall to be next to and ride this thing out as it's moving through. Any other information, guys?
On this, sorry. I was looking at the one near Clarinda. It has moved out to the northeast of Clarinda. Right here is where we're picking up on some good signs of rotation. It's north of Newmarket, and that's still traveling out to the northeast, so hopefully into some more rural areas. Still no clear signature as far as debris, but now Clarinda in the clear from that storm. So just wanted to give you an update on that.
All right, thanks.
So that is a tornado warning for Adams and Taylor counties until 7 o'clock.
And we have possibly 2-inch diameter hail falling from the one in Shelby County as well. And that's why it's very difficult to see if you're north of it, because you're going to be looking in Defiance. You're going to be looking through all this hail, through all this rain. here's Defiance, here's the tornado. You are not going to see anything. It could sneak up on you, a rain, hail, boom, tornado. And that's why you need to be in your safe place. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. So tornado emergency is the verbiage. Considerable damage, observed tornado. Any more feeds, live stream feeds, or are they all kind of...
Dibble looks good. Riley Dibble.
Let's go back to that and watch this, because the tornado, or the radar, we're getting some updates, but I think live tornado video.
Okay, we're not able to load that one.
Okay.
From what I'm seeing, it looks like lowering and rotation. Also, McKinney looks good. And Chris Hall, take your pick, really.
Okay.
It looks like the rotation's no longer in contact with the ground, but it's hard to tell for sure.
So this is Chris Hall.
It has been kind of maybe gobbled up a little bit up into the storm itself. But yeah, there's trees.
There's trees and a hill, but earlier we were seeing it was very low to the ground. As he comes over the crest of this, hopefully we get a better picture. So let's stay on here and look.
We do have a new tornado warning that's just been issued for eastern Harrison and western Shelby County for a storm that is just to the east of Logan.
Oh.
I'm not seeing a lot of rotation on this, but that warning just came out. That tornado warning continues till 6:45 for eastern Harrison and northwestern Shelby County. So that's in addition to the tornado that's ongoing in northern Shelby County.
So that would attract just to the northwest of where this one's going.
Yeah.
So that would put the towns of Portsmouth in play again, Persia possibly in play again. So if you just came out of your basement, you probably need to go back there, Portsmouth and Erling. If you're still there in Erling. All right, it looks like we lost the feed there again. So let's look at this one here. This is the new tornado warning that David just talked about. This one here for the towns listed through 6:45. Dunlap, Erling, Panama, Portsmouth. Radar indicated right now, but hail up to 1 inch in diameter. It'd be right here, likely just to the northwest of Persia, if it's going to be there. So there's where the first one went, right there. This one's trying to do the same thing just to the northwest of it, as of right now, to give you a little idea. All right, let's go back to the live view. Yeah, yeah, we're running into cell issues here.
There's still pretty significant circulation. There's no obvious funnel, but there's still dust and debris in the air. So I believe that we've still at least had an intermittent tornado here in northern Shelby County, Rusty.
So that would be this one right here.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with. This is the arc. You can see it right here. It's going northeast. Give it not too much longer. It'll be out of our viewing area, but then it comes a Des Moines problem as it marches northeast. You can see everybody southeast of this line, you're in the clear. Tacoma, Blair, Omaha, Council Bluffs, Nebraska City, Rockport, Falls City, Lincoln. It's been a day, but you're done. You can breathe easy. So let's focus on the one up here by Harlan again. See if we got a new radar scan.
I believe Freddie McKinney has a good view of it right now.
It looks like it's still pretty messy, but it's there.
Yeah, the rotation's still there. We still have a very wide, I believe it's just lofted debris at this point, a wide area of debris signatures with it.
All across this camera from left to right there.
And then just going through chat,
wow,
there's
look at the damage
reports.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Look at the damage on the left there. Wow, he's way too close. Sorry, go ahead, Emily.
Reports of homes damaged in Minden.
Yeah, that would have, man, Minden took a direct hit. So that was the damage on a home there. I assume this is highway, he might have turned right somewhere, headed towards Kirkman. But now let's go Irwin, Kirkman. Yeah, in between Irwin, Kirkman, and Defiance. Those are the three towns. Just listed them off again. If you're not in your basement, you know what? Let's throw Manila in there too. IKM school district there, Irwin, Kirkman, Manila. A little farther north, but you know, everybody knows everybody around these parts, and give them a heads up. Manila as well. This thing's rolling north.
It looks like our chaser right now is on Old Highway 59.
Old Highway 59.
That's what someone from the area said,
Linden
just texted
in
me.
All right, perfect.
2000th? Linden in 2000?
See, that's the thing. It says Street F24. That could be Old Highway 59.
The street signs there in the picture say Linden in 2000.
Okay. Okay, there's Linden. Let's see. 16,000th. Move a little farther north, I'd assume. Yeah, he's probably up here. Street F24. Trying to go east and look at this thing. Large signature. There might be, at least on the radar, there might be two circulations trying to show up.
Sorry, Rusty. Street F24 is 2000.
It is? Okay, perfect. Thank you. There's just so much circulate. Look at that thing from left to right. Within it, there might be 4 or 5 other circulations that are going around each other, forming the larger tornado-producing storm that we're seeing right now. And they keep encountering damage as they go by. But this is Freddie McKinney from our partners at Severe Studios, sending us all this live video. They're doing a great job helping stay out of harm's way.
So this is on the border of Defiance.
There's a grain bin that looks like it's damaged.
National Weather Service believes that there's 2 tornadoes ongoing in Shelby County between Irwin and Defiance.
Yeah, there's 2 areas of rotation. Yeah, so this is likely the one closer to Defiance.
Look at the debris. So he's going, oh wow. There's a home on the right there that looks like it took a pretty good hit, a barn.
Yeah.
So he would be, yep, Irwin, it looks like I said, Irwin, let's put Manila in there now. This thing's maybe picked up a little speed. So let's go Manila.
So I think we see the second tornado there on the left.
Oh, yeah. Good eye. Manila, basement. This is it right here. It's coming for you. No other way to put it. So this is going to go into southern Crawford County with some hail. Moving into, so from northern Shelby into southern Crawford right now as it tracks to the north towards the Manila area. Oh, wow. All right. 2 defined areas of circulation between Highway 59 and Irwin right now, as Freddie McKinney is on that and showing those live on camera on our video right now. So this is going to cross into southern Crawford County. Right now, it should stay southeast of Denison, but boy, I wouldn't chance it. If you're in Denison, it could be 15, 20 minutes away from this thing. So there it is. Right now, you got 1 circulation, 2 circulations. There's Irwin. It's going to go north. There's Manila. You're next in line. This right here is the Crawford Shelby County line. So you got different weather service offices here. This is serviced by Omaha. This is serviced by Des Moines. So they'll be taking over here. But Manila in this tornado emergency, I assume it's still an emergency with the one from Des Moines.
Des Moines has not used the tornado emergency verbiage.
Okay. Considerable threat tag, though, and observed damage. So we got Manila and places in between Irwin, Highway 59, and Manila right now as this is tracking north with very well-defined rotation, kind of a mess on the debris. So this is what we're tracking right now. Can we go? Do we have any more camera? Do we maybe go back to Freddie? See what we have here?
It looks like it's kind of blocked by some trees at the moment.
Okay, well, let's hold off then.
But yeah, that rotation basically now right on the county line at this point. So that's kind of hugging both of those tornado warnings.
We're getting quite a ways away from the radar right now, too. So it's tough to tell. But again, this could be hail up here, but the tornado's right here. This could be all the debris that tornado picked up and lofted in the winds taken to the north.
I think Freddie McKinney now has a view of a potential tornado. It looks like it might be back. There you go.
Okay.
It's hard to see through the rain, but I believe that that looks like it's still on the ground.
It's going to be just crossing into southern Crawford County right now, southeastern Crawford County. So Manila probably staying west of Manning. You got Manila Aspinwall. There's F-16. Looks like that'll stay near Highway 59 in Shelby County over towards Manila. All right. So that is the live track as we have moving off to, not sure where we're at. We might be looking to the east here. So let's see what we have going on. Manila. So yeah, Manila, Irwin, and Defiance are 3 towns now. Looks like Kirkman, you're in the clear. Erling, you're in the clear. Westphalia, you're in the clear. Manila, Irwin, and Defiance are the 3 towns now. If we could possibly come back to the radar here, we can get a look at this.
Yeah, I'm watching all 3 feeds, Rusty, and right now I'm not seeing a tornado on any of our chasers in that area.
Okay.
So, well, it's kind of running into other storms in the region. So perhaps maybe it's kind of running into some more rain-cooled air.
Yeah, it could be. They could be.
And regarding that tornado warning there in Harrison County, I have not seen any notable rotation, so I'm not entirely sure what that's warned on.
Yeah, the one up there getting all the focus. We've got to keep checking on some of these. What about back here near Clarinda? This is moving into Bedford County, I believe. Yeah, so that's quite a ways away from the radar as well.
Taylor and Adams County.
Oh, yeah, you're right. City of Bedford. Sorry,
yes.
I had that. All right, so.
Oh, it looks like we do have south near Maryville a confirmed tornado.
Maryville, Missouri. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just on the fringe of our viewing area.
Wow. So, yeah, that'd be right on the northwest edge of Maryville. It's tough
Pretty
to tell.
far from the radar at that point.
It's going to get a tough, but it could be, and it could distort where its position is, but it'd be right there near Maryville, Missouri, on the northwest edge of northwestern corner of Missouri. But we're at the point now, it looks like, a lot of places are in the clear.
Yeah, they've dropped the watch for all of eastern Nebraska.
Oh, good, good. Let's take a look. So there you go. There's the updated tornado watch. You still got counties in Iowa as this goes on, but Council Bluffs, anybody right along the river is going to be pretty quiet here for the rest of the evening. And I will say, don't forget about tomorrow evening, folks. There's another threat of severe weather. We still have a first alert weather day, and we're likely going to be tracking a lot of storms along and south of I-80 tomorrow evening. So about 7 o'clock right now, so be sure to tune in at 10 o'clock tonight.
Well, it's 6:30 now, isn't it?
6:30? Did I say? Lost all track of time. 6:30, you're correct, thank you.
I think so. We're just going to go into our 6:30 show, I'm sure, at some point and kind of assess the damage. That we have reporters out live, I'm sure.
Okay.
The debris signature there over Manila has has diminished west of Manning, and the rotation's still there, but it looks like it is decreasing.
That's great news. It's getting farther away from the radar, so again, it's getting a little tougher to see, but if it's there, it might end up being, again, near the Manila area and moving off towards the northeast, but again, not clear that it's still there. Anything on the feeds, the storm chaser?
Nothing that looks significant.
All right. So that is where we're
I believe we may have a press conference coming up here soon, so
okay.
let me jump to that.
I gotcha. Well, I don't know if my earpiece is working, so if you need to jump to a press conference, make sure to tell somebody else. I haven't been able to hear much lately. So if that needs to happen, please go ahead. So
not getting any updates from any emergency managers or chasers in the field out there in northern Shelby County, Rusty. So we're not really getting any updates. We're also not getting any information on the Adams or Taylor County storm either. Just some broad rotation at this point. And it looks like the warning for Harrison County has been canceled.
One thing of note: this was the track of one of the tornadoes right here, I believe, earlier on today. And there's now possibly some pretty good downpours and some hail right there and a severe thunderstorm warning as well. So we're getting some of these places that are getting hit twice. The second round doesn't have quite the punch, but it's still got some hail and some wind along with it. From what I hear, I haven't been able to look at much. I understand the situation on the west edge of the city's not great. Imagine that's probably what the press conference will be about here in the not too distant future.
If we want to take our city cam, Rusty, we're
Okay.
looking at Epley Airfield right now. So if we
All
want
right.
to take our city cam, you can see some of the damage, the debris there in the middle of the screen. So that's damage.
Is that the airplane
That's-
hangar on the east edge?
Yeah, that's damage at Epley Airfield. So
All right.
there's definitely some significant damage. I don't know if the airport's open at this point.
So that would have been, the tornado would have formed right over
would have
the
formed
airport.
right at the airport.
And would have moved east. And if we can pan the camera a little to the
Yeah,
left.
I can do that.
You might be able to see the track of it as it went up to the northwest. So it would have started right over the airport, and then it would have went across the river, across the interstate, and then up along the bluff there.
Do you see the kind of brown color in the trees?
Yeah.
I believe that's the path right there.
And that's about when we lost our camera that we would have had as well.
And I was curious how many tornado reports we've had. 57 today.
Wow. All right, so that was the view.
Aaron and Jacqueline just told me the airport is open,
Airport is open?
but
Okay,
clearly damage.
gotcha. All right, so live view there. All right, let's come back here. Warnings now, we're starting to get out of our viewing area. So again, we're at 6:30, normal newscast. That's what we usually have here. I'm not sure if we want to start the newscast or what we're doing here, but somebody keep me in line, and we'll just kind of march
It
around.
sounds like we're good to start the newscast.
Okay. Let's go ahead then if you want. Like I said, I'm not able to hear much in my ear right now.
Are we able to start that?
Yeah. Okay.
Waiting on the press conference to start. Do we have a reporter we can go to?
Well, okay, so let's talk a little bit about what we have happening here on the radar right now. So there's still a severe thunderstorm warning for Harlan. So we just had the tornado go through. Now there's another storm right behind it, moving to the northeast. And what it's doing is producing 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1.25 inch hail. So those folks that are trying to assess the damage after a tornado went just to the west of Harlan, you heard me saying here, Highway 44 is where it crossed between Portsmouth and Harlan. There you go. You have more shower and thunderstorm that are moving to the northeast, crossing Highway 44, heading towards Harlan. So folks that are trying to assess damage right now are likely going to get quite a downpour and perhaps some more hail too, as this continues to produce storms that move off towards the east and a little bit to the northeast as well. So this is what we're keeping a close eye on. Got these storms here heading towards Creston, Harlan to Denison right now, and then this back here is just garden variety shower and maybe a few rumbles of thunder. A little guy here popping up west of Blair. I understand we're waiting for the press conference to start here and to get set up. So again, it's been a busy day, folks. A lot of people assessing a lot of things. There's likely quite a few folks that lost quite a bit today. So there is going to be a lot to talk about over the next few days.
It sounds like we have Dave Z. Did you get that?
Yeah, Dave Zavolinsky, you able to chat with us, tell us what's going on?
Yeah, just briefly here, we're setting up for a news conference with Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmatter, Omaha Fire Chief Kathy Bossman is here as well, plus the public information officers for both those agencies. We are at the corner of 204th and Maple. We're just setting up. We're told it's just a couple of minutes away. We're going to hopefully get an update at what happened, obviously, here this afternoon, the extent of damage and injuries. It certainly sounds like, I just talked to Lieutenant Neil Bonacci from police, things not necessarily as bad as they could be from an injury standpoint. However, structures demolished beyond belief out here in the Elkhorn area, and I know other parts of the metro and parts of obviously western Iowa hard hit as we speak at this moment. So give us just a couple of minutes, guys. Here, all the other TV crews are getting set up, and then we will bring you the live press conference from the Omaha and police and fire chiefs coming up in just about a minute from now.
Can I ask Dave a question if he's out there?
Yeah.
Have you been in
go
the
for it.
216 in West Maple area most of the time here? Is that where you've staying north of
Yes,
Dodge
that's
primarily?
that's where I've been. Yes.
Okay. And
Yes. Yes.
Is most of the damage west of 204th that you've seen?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. It's down by the Rainwood Street, I believe.
Okay.
And then that neighborhood, it's west of St. Pat's Catholic Church.
Gotcha.
Ramblewood
Okay.
is the street. It's through that neighborhood and kind of cut up north and northeast from there.
Okay.
Just to the west of the Elkhorn Water Tower took a direct hit.
And out there, by the way, I know a lot of people want to come out and see the damage. Have emergency personnel been able to get where they need to?
There's been sirens nonstop here. They've got a bunch of roads cleared off. I know they're going to say this in a minute. Don't come out here. It is complete gridlock in the area right now. You can't even move in Elkhorn on the north side up here by Maple. So I'm sure that'll be the word that we hear from the police chief. Avoid the area. We don't need looky-loos here at this point. Got to let the emergency personnel get in and do the work that they need to.
Okay. Thanks, Dave. We'll let you get situated there and get for that press conference. I just wanted to get a little.
It'll be just about a minute away.
Okay. Sounds good. You just
All
say
right.
the word.
Thanks,
We'll
guys.
be there. All right.
All right. Yep.
Go ahead, David.
Just checking in on the power outages. We had at one point up to about 10,000 customers without power between Douglas and Washington County. That's come down to about 8,000, but still a pretty significant outage there on the west side of town because of that tornado. I'm sure we have some outages over in Iowa as well, but I don't have the Mid-American Energy pulled up just yet.
Okay. Let's toss to the press conference.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Kathy Bossman. I'm the Omaha Fire Chief, and I'm going to give you a brief update on the situation we have here in Elkhorn this afternoon in the northwest corridor of Omaha. Right before 4 o'clock this afternoon, we had a tornado that went through the Elkhorn area. Our crews were dispatched at 3:50 p.m. to the Ramblewood neighborhood. When our crews arrived, we found significant damage to the neighborhood. It appears that many houses are flattened, and many houses also have significant damage. Other neighborhoods that are impacted are Arbor Ridge and Arbor View, and we also have heard from the Waterloo Fire Department as well as Bennington. They also have damage in their areas out in the county. We have a unified command established. The neighboring organizations now staging our apparatus at the Arbor View Elementary School. And we have an instant command post established at Fire Station 71. I first want to thank the media for all of the messages that you put out earlier today. I think the messages regarding the warnings and the tornado potential was significant and helped us reduce injuries at this time. Right now, we're getting ready to begin detailed searches of those neighborhoods. We're going to be looking at each property. This search event will take place throughout the night tonight and possibly into tomorrow. The government does have a drone up to assist that, as well as Able 1. Obstacles that we are facing right now, we have power outages, we have power lines down, we have gas leaks, we have unstable structures, we have trees that are down. So we're asking you, if you are not necessarily needed to be in this neighborhood, please stay away at this time. We understand the impact of this event on our community. We understand numerous families are going to be devastated by the destruction of their property. And just know that the Omaha Fire Department is taking that very seriously, and we're going to be diligent about our searches throughout the night. Many organizations have been offering their assistance. Right now, we're asking you to hold off on entering this area. We're going to be working throughout the night in an area that is unsafe for helping organizations to be working in. So we'll have more information on that likely tomorrow. Right now, the city is working on standing up an emergency shelter, and we will provide that location as soon as we can. We anticipate that many families will need that shelter in the coming days. Additionally, if you have family members that you have been separated from, a reunification site has been established at the Elkhorn Middle School. That address is 3200 North 207th Plaza. And I'll just close with, we anticipate an additional update probably around this evening. And then Chief Schmatter will provide some information.
All right, thank you, Chief. The preservation of life and the continuity of emergency services is something the Omaha Police Department is most concerned with right now. We have extras that are being called in. so that we can assist with traffic control, assist with any searches, and to ensure 911 services continue to go on throughout the city. That is in place. If you need 911, call us, please. We're staging to be ready for any emergencies. We're also here for mutual aid to any other counties and any other cities that may be here to assist. Right now, our prime consideration is traffic control, search and rescue, and supporting the Omaha Fire Department, who's in charge of this moment. We've been very fortunate with very few injuries. It seems like our warning systems in the city of Omaha have been very effective. Chief Bossman and I are here to take any questions if you have any at this time.
You said a few injuries. Do you have a number on that at this time?
Right now, we know of 2 people that have been transported with minor injuries.
Okay.
Can you lay out, in terms of area, the extent of the damage and kind of maybe where the storm went?
Well, we know the storm tracked along 215th Street in Maple and continued a little bit past 4th Street. And so that took out a number of houses up there. A lot of them, I'm not sure, we even occupy new construction. So that's an area of concern. As far as the other pockets of the city, I'm not sure the extent of the damage, but Chief Bossman did touch on numerous areas that were hit.
Why do you think injuries were so few?
Chief Bossman and I, at this point in time, think the warning systems in the city of Omaha and Douglas County and our surrounding area were highly effective. The meteorologist who gave us advance notice of quite some time played out in our favor on this occasion. We were not hit upon a sudden storm. People had warning of this, and that saved lives in our opinion right now.
So 2 minor injuries, and then is there one in the Blair area?
Not sure of the Blair area. We do have houses destroyed, so we need to make sure we check all those houses for any injured people, and that's part of our search and rescue that we will conduct.
Do you know anything about the potential damage at the airport?
I'm not familiar enough to talk about it. I know they suffered some, at least property damage to private planes and things like that. But anything more extent from that, I don't know. I would defer to the fire department if they do.
Chief, with the hardest hit areas, can you tell us again what Omaha Fire has been working with?
Yeah, so we have crews dispatched to the hardest hit areas right now. They're going to be putting together a strategic plan for a detailed search of the area, starting with the properties with the most damage. We'll be looking for, throughout the property in debris piles. We're looking in basements, trying to find any victims and make sure everybody is rescued that needs assistance.
Do you have any schools or churches, businesses that were impacted by this?
I don't have that number.
You said you could be potentially looking for victims in debris piles or basements. Do you have any notion that that could have happened?
Just given the nature of the damage, it's possible that there could be victims in there, or certainly individuals who need help out of a property that's unsafe. So that is part of our plan, is to look at each property and make sure everybody is out that needs help out.
Okay, everybody, thank you. We will keep you updated as things develop. That's where we're at right now. We appreciate you coming. Appreciate your advance warning to our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, that was Omaha Police Chief Todd Schmatter and Fire Chief Bossman giving us an update here in Elkhorn. We are at the corner of 204th and West Maple Road. They just described to us the hardest hit part of the metro, according to them, just to the northwest of this intersection through Elkhorn, 215th up toward Bennington. They said houses were indeed flattened, but the good news is it seems as if we have dodged any major loss of life or even injuries thanks to the warning system and all the great warnings that we had here throughout the afternoon. They also said we expect to have another update tonight. Around 9 o'clock this evening, we're going to be out here in Elkhorn. We have numerous crews. I know Taylor Johnson is in the Bennington area. We have Joe here as well in Elkhorn with us, and I'm with producer Roger Hamer. We're going to be out through the evening looking for stories and damages from the tornadoes here this afternoon that hit this community really hard.
Hey.